I welcome the members to the 41st Annual General Meeting. Hope all of you are safe and in good health. This meeting is being held through video conference in accordance with the circular issued by the Ministry of Corporate Affairs and SEBI. We have the requisite quorum present through video conference to conduct the proceedings of this meeting. Participation of members through video conference is being reckoned for the purpose of quorum as per the circulars issued by MCA and Section 103 of the Companies Act 2013. The quorum being present, I call this meeting to order. Before we start the main proceedings of the meeting, I request my colleagues on the video conference to introduce themselves. Salil.
Hi, this is Salil Parekh, CEO and Managing Director at Infosys, calling in from Mumbai.
Kiran.
This is Kiran. Namaskara. This is Kiran Mazumdar Shaw, joining this meeting from my residence in Bengaluru. And I am the lead independent director and the chair of the nominations and remuneration committees, as well as the CSR committee.
Sundaram.
Good evening. This is Sundaram, independent director, and also the chairperson of Audit Committee, Risk Management Committee, and Stakeholders Relationship Committee. I am joining this meeting through video conference from Mumbai.
Mike.
Good afternoon. This is Mike Gibbs, independent director. I'm joining from my home office in Houston, Texas, USA.
Uri.
Hi, this is Uri Levine, independent director, joining from my home office in Tel Aviv, Israel.
Bobby.
Good afternoon. This is Bobby Parikh, independent director, and I'm joining this meeting from Mumbai.
Chitra.
Hello, this is Chitra Nayak, independent director and chairperson of the ESG committee, joining from my home in San Francisco, California.
Nilanjan.
Good afternoon, Nilanjan Roy, Chief Financial Officer, joining in from Bangalore.
Manikanta.
Hi, good evening, everyone. This is Manikanta here, a company secretary, joining from Bangalore. Thank you.
Apart from them, we also have key executives and senior management joining from their respective locations. Statutory auditors and secretarial auditors have also joined this meeting. I now request Manikanta, Company Secretary, to provide general instructions to the members regarding participation in this meeting.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Members may note that this annual general meeting is being held through video conferencing in accordance with the Companies Act 2013 and circulars issued by the Ministry of Corporate Affairs and SEBI. The facility for joining this meeting through video conference or other audiovisual means is made available for the members on a first-come, first-served basis. The company has also provided a webcast facility to view the live proceedings of this meeting on the company's website. The register of directors and the key managerial personnel, the register of contracts or arrangements and other documents mentioned in the AGM notice have been made available electronically for inspection to the members during this AGM. Members seeking to inspect any of these documents can send their requests to investors@infosys.com. As the AGM is being held through video conferencing, the facility for appointment of proxies with the members was not applicable, and hence the proxy register for inspection is not available. The company has received requests from a few members to register them as speakers at this AGM. Accordingly, the floor will be open for these members to ask questions or express their views. We will facilitate this session once the chairman opens the floor for questions and answers. Members can also post their views or questions on the Ask a Question tab on their video conference screens before 4:30 p.m. IST. It may be noted that the company reserves the right to limit the number of members asking questions depending on the availability of time at this AGM. The company has provided the facility to cast votes electronically on all the resolutions set forth in the notice. Members who have not cast their votes electronically and who are participating in this meeting will have an opportunity to cast their votes during the meeting through the e-voting system provided by NSDL. Members can click on the vote tab on the video conference screen to make use of this facility. Members are requested to refer to the instructions provided in the notice or appearing on the video conference page for a seamless participation through video conference and for voting. In case members face any difficulty, they may reach out on the helpline numbers. Members may note that this AGM is recorded. Please do not disclose any sensitive personal information or personally identifiable information belonging to you. Thank you very much. With this, I hand over to Chairman Mr. Nandan.
Thank you, Mani. The company has taken all feasible efforts under the current circumstances to enable members to participate through video conference and vote at the AGM. I thank all the members, colleagues on the board, auditors, and the management team for joining this meeting over video conference. Dear shareholders, welcome to the 41st Annual General Meeting of Infosys. As we gather virtually once again, it is a pleasure and privilege to host you today. We very much appreciate your generous support, and on behalf of the Infosys Board of Directors, I thank you for taking out the time from your busy schedules to join us. Fiscal 2022 has been a year of exceptional growth, 19.7% in constant currency, bringing in US dollars 16.3 billion, which is the fastest growth we have seen in 11 years. Operating margin for the year stood at a healthy 23%, and free cash flows crossed US $3 billion. Our digital business grew at 41% for the year and currently accounts for 59% of our total revenues. Each of our business segments grew in double digits, and growth across geographies was broad-based. Revenues from the North America region crossed the US dollars 10 billion milestone. We won 94 large deals with TCV of US dollars 9.5 billion, of which 40% was net new, setting a strong foundation for growth in the months ahead. The board has recommended a final dividend of rupees 16 per share. Together with the interim dividend of rupees 15 per share already paid, the total dividend per share for FY22 amounts to rupees 31, which is a 14.8 increase over FY21. With this, the company has announced a total dividend of approximately 13,000 crore rupees for FY22. Along with the share buyback of rupees 11,000 crore completed in September, the total capital return in FY22 is over rupees 24,100 crores, or around $3.1 billion. The Board of Directors has recommended the reappointment of Salil Parekh as Chief Executive Officer and Managing Director of Infosys for a second term of 5 years, from July 1st, 2022 to March 31st, 2027. Salil has delivered industry-leading performance for the company, and it is in the interest of Infosys and its stakeholders to secure the continuity and stability of the current leadership. Salil brings with him a proven track record of driving digital transformation for enterprises, executing business turnarounds, and managing acquisitions successfully. The board also recommends the reappointment of D. Sundaram as an independent director for a second term of 5 years, as he is due for retirement as director after his first term of 5 years ended on July 13, 2022. UB Pravin Rao, Chief Operating Officer and whole-time director, retired as member of the board effective December 12, 2021. On behalf of the Board of Directors and on your behalf, I place on record a deep sense of appreciation for Pravin's leadership over his 35 years of service with Infosys and acknowledge his immense efforts and contribution towards global delivery and business enablement. On behalf of the CSR Committee of Infosys Limited and the trustees of the Infosys Foundation, I also record a heartfelt gratitude to Mrs. Sudha Murthy, who retired from the office of Chairperson of Infosys Foundation on December 31st, 2021, after an inspiring 25-year journey of service to the underserved and dedication to social causes. The pandemic, as it progressed into the second year, continued to test us all. At Infosys, we brought together our collective resources and strengths to respond to the challenging situation and run the business with the resilience that our clients, our employees, and you, our shareholders, expect from us. This One Infosys approach, where the collective strength of Infosys was leveraged to accelerate the digital journey of our clients, helped us deliver our highest annual growth in a decade. Salil, a vocal advocate of this mindset, urged the global leadership team at Infosys to lean in with this outlook, not only to rally our teams to collaborate and drive synergies, but also as our core differentiation when it comes to helping our clients navigate complex digital transformation projects. It amplified our relevance to the agenda and gave them more reason to trust us to deliver at a time when their businesses sought every digital advantage they could muster to tide through the trying times. Unsurprisingly, digital now drives the lion's share of our revenues. The commitment we have made over the past years to be a live enterprise with the digital ability to meet the demands of constantly evolving markets served us well. Unifying these investments as part of the One Infosys approach enabled us to deliver a disproportionate advantage to our clients. Our extensive investments in Infosys Cobalt cloud solutions provided invaluable for businesses seeking to adjust to the demand landscape with cloud resilience and elasticity. We also took advantage of our growing cloud capabilities to accelerate our business platforms. For example, Infosys Equinox, that was evolved from Scava Commerce, is now helping our clients drive deeply personalized, highly effective omni-channel commerce. The cloud also amplified our ability in delivering service and solutions harnessing digital capabilities, data and analytics, cybersecurity, AI, automation, and IoT more holistically. This integrated approach to digital has helped us rapidly respond to emerging business opportunities. The launch of Infosys Metaverse Foundry is one such example. Our acquisition of Oddity, the German-based digital marketing experience and commerce agency, further strengthens our capabilities in this space. The orchestrated effort, along with our focus on efficiency, automation, and cost discipline, sets us up for strong performance in the future. Our people culture has always been a strong pillar of our success. We nurture the physical, emotional, and social well-being of our employees through our award-winning HAIL initiatives and by focusing on building the right culture for the future. The One Infosys approach worked to strengthen cultural connect across our talent base as we scaled our workforce globally. We increased our hiring by 2.2x in just 2 years, including the 85,000 college graduates we recruited globally over the past year. Initiatives with Hack with Infi, our signature coding contest, and InfiTQ, our platform with learning and engagement experiences aimed at creating industry-ready engineering students, are helping us create a rich talent pipeline in India. Infosys Career Gambit, our holistic career development program, empowers employees to gather experience and skills in areas of the future while earning better compensation, growing faster, and gaining opportunities to perform complex roles in exciting digital projects. Lex, our homegrown learning platform, has helped accelerate capability building relentlessly and globally, enabling 39 million hours of skilling during the year. Matching our passion to deliver for clients and nurture our people is our commitment to the larger community. This is encapsulated in our shared purpose to amplify human potential and create the next opportunity for people, businesses, and communities. It inspires us to be a sustainable business in every sense of the word. It drives us to nurture ambitious ESG aspirations and to come together as one Infosys to realize it. From building a diverse workforce with strong, inclusive leaders, embracing positive climate change, to helping our clients do the same, and earning the trust of all stakeholders through ethical corporate governance, we do our best to move us all forward. As a result of these efforts and aligned to our ESG vision for 2030, Infosys continues to be carbon neutral. We also continue to be responsive to the needs of society in new and innovative ways. As an example, this year we instituted Infosys Springboard globally as a flagship reskilling program, democratizing learning with free digital content to empower 10 million plus people with digital skills by 2025. Today, 2.6 million learners are already registered on the platform, paving the way to a prosperous digital future. Today, Infosys has been recognized as the fastest growing IT services brand in the world and is among the top 25 fastest growing brands across sectors globally. Digital acceleration across industries is opening so many new doors for Infosys to explore opportunities and create value from technology-led innovation and transformation for our clients. Corporate leaders are having to deal with the complexities and challenges of the post-pandemic world, along with slowing growth, supply chain disruptions, soaring inflation, rapidly rising interest rates, and fears of a recession. Yet, every one of these challenges presents a tremendous opportunity to transition to new ways to gain market share. Infosys is a trusted navigator for our clients, and there is great potential to leverage our expertise to steer them forward. On behalf of the board, I want to assure you that we will leave no stone unturned in our efforts to evolve our approach to match the dynamics of the market. We are proud of our 300,000 plus employees for their dedication that has positioned us so well for the future. Our journey thus far would have been impossible without their unstinting efforts. We also thank our clients, co-founders, and governments of the countries and states that we operate in for the generous support. Our shareholders, as always, serve as the pole star steering us towards greater ambition and success. To each of you, I offer a sincere thanks. I now request Salil, CEO and MD, to address the shareholders.
Thank you, Nandan. Good afternoon, dear shareholders. I will share with you over the next few minutes via a presentation some of the highlights of the year and how we are looking at the future. Financial year 22 was really a landmark year for us. We had industry-leading growth, and we launched a new strategy which will help us and guide us for the next several years. Yeah. The year really characterized as one of the fastest growing years for us with growth close to 20%. This was the fastest we have seen in 11 years. And in fact, one of the biggest areas of focus that we had put in place, digital, grew at over 40% and now is just under 60% of all the work that the company is doing. This was coupled with a very strong emphasis on profitability and also on cash generation, with just about $3.1 billion of cash generated in the financial year. Another area of strong attention has been the way we have looked at large deals. We had 94 deals which were over $50 million. That's the threshold we have kept for the large deals. And this in total gave us $9.5 billion of large deals, one of the strong foundations for what we will see in this year and in the future years for growth. An area where we've been especially more focused and strong has been our client relationships, especially with some of our largest clients. There we have seen more and more trust and a broader set of services that we are working with our clients with. This number for clients where we do more than $100 million per year has steadily increased, and in the financial year 22 reached 38. All of this came with a broad-based growth across all of our industry segments. Whether you look at one of the largest in financial services, over 17%, retail, consumer, communications, energy and utilities. Of course, manufacturing was a standout at over 40%. High tech was very strong, life sciences, and overall all the other smaller segments. So each of our segments and industries was growing quite fast, and manufacturing became the fastest in the previous year. Of course, all of this was in conjunction with our employee base scaling up. We are now with over 310,000 employees across the company as of March 31, 2022. And this included 85,000 college graduates, the vast majority of that in India, but also some college graduates outside of India. This chart, I wanted to share a little bit of the overview in each of the parameters of our strong financial performance. These are numbers which are in rupees, whether you look at total revenue, operating profit, operating cash flow, our net profit, our earnings per share, the basic earnings per share, and our free cash flow. Each of those had a strong characteristic with a positive movement from the previous year. Our balance sheet is strong, it's debt-free and liquid. We remain extremely focused on how we look at our balance sheet, and we are making sure that everything is done to make it in as pristine a shape as is possible. And this is what is reflected in what we see in the balance sheet as of March 31. Our total shareholder return for the financial year 22 was very strong at 41.6%, with a very good share price increase plus the dividend that was distributed and is proposed to be distributed. Across the 4 years, the company has returned over 65,000 crore rupees to shareholders. This includes the proposed dividend for this year, which is placed in front of the shareholders for their approval. Each of the years between the buyback, the regular dividend, and the special dividend, we have ensured that the cash is returned to the shareholders. We also have it across the financial year 20 to 22. 73% of our free cash flow has been returned to the shareholders. If we chart the total shareholder return of the company versus our peers, over the last 4 years, we have maintained a leading position. This is the chart as of March 31. Now, we had put in place, as you all know well, a strategy in 2018. This had 4 elements which were critical. One was about scaling the digital business. The second was energizing our core, or really making sure we're putting more and more automation. Third was to make sure we provided skilling for all of our employees. And then we had put in place what we call localization in many of our markets that we operate in, for example, US, in Europe, and in Australia. And this was all based on a very strong focus on what is relevant for clients and a steady execution of these elements. The results that we saw were quite good. We had gone in the digital leadership where we were 24 areas of leadership in different parameters. We had moved it to 54 by the end of financial year 22. But many other areas also improved, the digital revenue, the growth, the number of client relationships over 100 million, market share gain, and the TSR. At the end of those 4 years, all of those elements gave us a strong belief that the strategy had worked well and the execution was on track. The foundation of all of that is what we have called inside the company One Infosys, which is really making sure that all of the different services and all of the people within the company are engaged to make sure that the client's objectives are met. What is happening there today is many large digital programs need different capabilities from within the company, and One Infosys allows us to bring it all together for the benefit of the client. Now, as we finished the 4 years that we put together the first phase of the strategy, we embarked with the support of the leadership of the company and the board a new strategic view for the next several years. As we concluded that, we came to these elements within the strategic view. One, we have a very strong focus on the cloud business, and I will share some specifics of that. Two is to continue this intensity in the rest of digital. Now we also want to start to plan what we call the next generation seeding, which is what are things which may become more and more relevant in 2, 3, 4, 5 years. So to start the seeding of that today. We want to continue our focus on automation with advanced automation and modernization, and make sure that what the company has always believed in, the people, care and development gets a special attention as we go ahead. This is coupled with the continued focus on what is relevant for clients and making sure that we are executing on this in a diligent way. Some of the elements of these bigger initiatives, for example, in cloud, we have launched what we call COBOL, which is the strongest set of capabilities for cloud within the industry. It has focus on infra as a service, both on public and private cloud, software as a service, platform as a service where everything new is being built on the cloud today, data, which is now becoming more and more relevant in the cloud, the security, which is now almost the primary focus for any cloud application, then advisory, design and migration, and then providing today more industry-specific solutions on the cloud, not just more generic horizontal views, but really very specific industry solution. All of this is within our COBOL, and we are the leading provider of this in the market today. To continue our intensity in digital, we've got a very good strength on data, analytics, artificial intelligence. We are now focusing more on enterprise technology. There are new elements that are coming from large software companies. Digital engineering services, one of the more fast-growing areas within our business and within the market. IoT, which is doing extremely well for us, especially in the manufacturing space. Cybersecurity itself, and experience, which is how does one design the technology that is more able to be used in a human-centric way, is part of our digital set of capabilities. The next generation seeding, there are just some examples. We have a few others which we are also working on. But for example, there are companies which are digital native, which are growing quite rapidly. and how we can become more and more close partners with them. We have a very strong business in the US. We have a very strong business in Europe, but can we expand and scale more in some countries within Europe? Some of the new technology areas, for example, the metaverse or quantum or Web 3.0 and the blockchain area, where we have very strong capabilities which we can work with our clients on. And then the area of sustainability, which of course for our own business, we have put an ESG targets for 2030, but our clients are also looking at sustainability and what they wish to do, leveraging some of the experience that we have. Then in advanced automation and modernization, we have a next generation BPM that we are building upon, advanced ADM, application development and maintenance, the modernization of our clients' technology landscape, and then AI, machine learning and automation to make sure that more and more of the work in the client's environments, in the technology is automated. On the people care and development, there are three broad areas of focus within which there are several initiatives we have launched. The first is faster and predictable career progression. The second is to enhance really the engagement that the employees and the company are having. And the third, continue with the extensive reskilling that we've been seeing in the first phase and make sure that that continues in the second phase. While we drive all of these areas which give us more connect with our clients and tremendous opportunity for growth and market share gain, we also have a very clear view on some of the levers that will help us to drive high margins over time. For example, managing pyramid ratios, optimizing onshore and offsite mix, optimizing subcontractor usage, capturing value from automation. We have operating efficiencies as we are scaling up the business and making it more efficient. And then also looking at what is the more value we can get from the services that we are providing, because some of these services in the digital space especially have tremendous impact for our clients. With that, let me conclude. First, we've had a really strong growth, industry-leading growth in this financial year. The last 4 years, we saw a very good strategic blueprint and a very good execution by all the employees and leadership of Infosys. We are now building on that success and learning. We have launched a new strategy for the next several years. Going ahead, we see good opportunity in the digital space, in the cloud space. As a company, we are well positioned and we can continue to gain market share and continue to create value for all of our stakeholders. And our approach of One Infosys really remains the foundation of what we have done so far and what we will do going ahead. With that, I would like to thank all of you, our shareholders, for your continued support and for all of your contribution and ideas. And I look forward to working with all of our stakeholders to make Infosys an even more successful company. With that, I hand it back to you.
Thank you, Salil. I now request Manikanta, Company Secretary, to provide a summary of the auditor's report.
The statutory auditors Deloitte Haskins and Sells LLP and the secretarial auditor Parameshwar G. Hegde have expressed unqualified opinion in the respective audit reports for the financial year 2021-22. There were no qualifications, observations, or adverse comments on financial statements and matters which have any material bearing on the functioning of the company. The statutory auditor's report on the standalone and consolidated financial statements, respectively, are available on page numbers 176 and 256 of the integrated annual report. The secretarial auditor's report is enclosed as Annexure 5 to the board's report on page number 94 of the integrated annual report. Thank you. With this, I hand it over to the chairman, Mr. Nandan.
Thank you, Mani. As the notice is already circulated to all the members, I take the notice convening the meeting as read. Before we proceed, I am pleased to bring to your notice that as required under the Companies Act 2013, the company has provided you the facility to cast your votes electronically on all resolutions set forth in the notice. Members who have not cast their vote electronically but are participating in this meeting will have an opportunity to cast their votes through the e-voting system provided by NSDL. Members may please note there will be no voting by show of hands. We now take up the resolutions as set forth in the notice. We will open the floor for any questions by members after all the resolutions are tabled. Accordingly, I will now only read out the resolutions. 1. Item number 1 of the notice, adoption of the financial statements. The financial statements of the company, including the consolidated financial statements for the financial year ending March 31st, 2022, including the report of the Board of Directors and Auditors, have already been provided to the members. 2. Item number 2 of the notice, declaration of dividend. The board has recommended a final dividend of rupees 16 per equity share. You would recall that an interim dividend of rupees 15 per equity share has already been paid for the financial year ending March 31st, 2022. The dividend amount, including the interim, will be now rupees 31 per equity share. Item number 3 of the notice, appointment of Nandan Nilekani as a director liable to retire by rotation. Item number 4 of the notice, reappointment of Deloitte Haskins and Sells LLP Chartered Accountants as statutory auditors of the company. Item number 5 of the notice, reappointment of D. Sundaram as an independent director. Item number 6 of the notice, reappointment of Salil S. Parekh, Chief Executive Officer and Managing Director of the company, and approval of the revised remuneration payable to him. The text of the resolutions along with explanatory statement is provided in the notice circulated to the members. If any member desires to ask any question pertaining to any item on the notice, he/she may do so now. Members are requested to keep their questions brief and specific. To avoid repetition, the answers to all the questions will be provided towards the end. Members may also note that the company reserves the right to limit the number of members asking questions depending on the availability of time. While members are queuing up to ask questions, may I request the team to play short videos on Infosys Foundation restoring life to an ailing lake.
Glimmering like a diamond necklace in the night skies and painting a picture of tranquil beauty is the Hebba Lake in Mysore, Karnataka. Today, a delight for residents and a host for numerous migratory birds, the lake is a far cry from what it once was.
ಹೆಬ್ಬಾಳ ಕೆರೆಗೂ ಮುಂಚೆ ಏನಾಗಿತ್ತು, ಮೈಸೂರು ಹೊರವಲಯದಲ್ಲಿದೆ. ಈಗ ನಗರ ಬೆಳೀತಾ ಇದೆ ಮತ್ತು ಕೈಗಾರಿಕೆಗಳು ಕೂಡ ವಿಸ್ತೀರ್ಣಗೊಂಡಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ವಾಟರ್ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟಿಂದ ಕೆಲವೆಲ್ಲ ತ್ಯಾಜ್ಯ ನೀರು ಏನು ವಸತಿ ಪ್ರದೇಶ ಮತ್ತು ಕೈಗಾರಿಕಾ ಪ್ರದೇಶದಿಂದ ಒಳಚರಂಡಿ ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ ಸರ್. ಈ ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆ ಇಲ್ಲದರಿಂದ ನಮಗೆ ಸೀವೇಜ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟಾಗಿ ಕೆರೆಗೆ ಬರ್ತಾಯಿತ್ತು.
ಈ ಕೆರೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಕೆರೆನೇ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಕೆರೆ ಥರ ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಹಳೆಯ ದಾಖಲಾತಿಲಿದ್ದದ್ದು ಎಲ್ಲ ಗಿಡ ಮರ ಕೊಂಪೆ ಥರ ಇತ್ತು. ಇನ್ನು ಹಸು ಕರು ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಮೇಯಿಸ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಂಥವ್ರು.
For many of the residents, the woes of the lake seem to have no end in sight. But this is when the district administration for the government of Karnataka decided to look for a partner who could change the fortunes of the lake. A partner who came in the form of the Infosys Foundation.
Water plays an important role in our life because we drink, we cook, we take bath in that. To keep water clean, we should make a good sewage treatment in urban area, and we should also respect water. So we decided to take up this project, rejuvenate that, and find out any problem is there, we can help in some way and make it, whatever area we have, a better lake.
The Infosys Foundation quickly understood that key measures would need to be taken to secure the long-term future of the lake. First, the encroachments which choked the lake were removed, and so was the silt and debris which had accumulated over the years. Next, a bund was created, and the natural drains that brought in water in the past were reconstructed to ensure that the lake would have a smooth inflow of water but would hold back any unwanted litter. To tackle the problem of wastewater entering the lake, a state-of-the-art sewage treatment plant which could handle up to 8 million liters of wastewater per day was constructed. This plant was built with membrane technology and would be maintained by the Infosys Foundation for a period of 5 years. With this, the lake would see a steady inflow of clean water year-round. Once the key aspects of the lake rejuvenation were addressed, the Infosys Foundation turned its focus to construct a secure fence for the lake area and also develop a jogging track around the lake. Soon, landscaping and tree plantations followed, beautifying the lake periphery. Finally, lighting, adequate toilet and drinking water facilities were added for the convenience of the people who would visit the lake. The benefits of this project had an impact across all sections of society and the environment.
ಕೆರೆ ಡೆವಲಪ್ ಆದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ನಮ್ಮದು ಇಂಟೆನ್ಷನ್ ಇದ್ದಿದೆ ಗ್ರೌಂಡ್ ವಾಟರ್ ರೀಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. ಈಗ ಗ್ರೌಂಡ್ ವಾಟರ್ ಕೂಡ ರೀಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ. ಎರಡನೇ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತಂದರೆ, ನಮ್ಮದು ಕೆರೆಗೆ ಟ್ರೀಟೆಡ್ ವಾಟರ್ನ ಬಿಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು ಗ್ರೌಂಡ್ ವಾಟರ್ ಇದು ಅರ್ಬನ್ ರಿಯೂಸ್ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು. ನಮ್ಮ ರೋಡ್ ಸೈಡ್ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟೇಷನ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಮತ್ತು ಸೆಕೆಂಡರಿ ಪರ್ಪಸ್ಗೆ ರೋಡ್ ವಾಷಿಂಗ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ವೆಹಿಕಲ್ ವಾಷಿಂಗ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೋದು. ಎರಡನೇ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್. ಮೂರನೇ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಏನಪ್ಪ ಅಂದರೆ, ನಮ್ಮ ಕೆರೆ ಡೌನ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರೀಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಹೆಬ್ಬಾಳ್ ಲೇಕಲ್ಲಿ ತುಂಬ ಅಗ್ರಿಕಲ್ಚರ್ ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಇದೆ. ಅವರಿಗೆಲ್ಲ ನೀರೇ ಸಿಗ್ತಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಸಮ್ಮರಲ್ಲಂತೂ ನೀರೇ ಸಿಗ್ತಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಮತ್ತು ಮುಂಚೆ ಕಲುಷಿತ ನೀರಲ್ಲೇ ಅವ್ರು ಬೆಳೀತಾ ಇದ್ದಿದ್ದು. ಇವಾಗ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ 365 ಡೇಸೂ ನೀರು ಸಿಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಇದರಿಂದ ನಮ್ಮ ಸಾರ್ವಜನಿಕರಿಗೆ ತುಂಬ, ಮೈಸೂರು ಜನತೆಗೆ ತುಂಬ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಇನ್ಫೋಸಿಸ್ ಫೌಂಡೇಶನ್ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ತುಂಬ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಆಗಿದೆ.
ಸುಧಾಮೂರ್ತಿಯವರು ಸಾರ್ವಜನಿಕರಿಗೋಸ್ಕರ ಮಾಡಿರುವಂಥದ್ದು ಹೆಬ್ಬಾಳ ಕೆರೆ ಅಭಿವೃದ್ಧಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಪಕ್ಷಿಗಳಿದೆ, ಕೆರೆ ಇದೆ, ಈ ಒಂದು ಪಾರ್ಕ್ ಇದೆ. ನಮ್ಮ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸಾರ್ವಜನಿಕರು ಕೂಡ ವಾಕಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ತುಂಬ ಪ್ರಯೋಜನ ಆಗಿದೆ.
Our ancestors say, if you want to do anything good in life, build a lake. Here we have not built the lake, we have rejuvenated the lake. Today if you go to Mysore and see Hebbal Lake, it has such a good garden and it has a nice walking path and people love to come there.
With the restoration now completed, the life-giving force that the lake once had has come back again.
Once Infosys took over for Regenerate, they have constructed a habitat for, I can say that they have constructed a habitat for birds. So they just not clean the water and may place it here. So what they have done is, they have planted fruit bearing trees, which is much needed. And also now what water we are getting is a clean water. So with this, I think fish count is increased, which is again an attraction for the birds, for the food. And also the best part is, they have constructed the islands. So I think in last winter, I have witnessed more than 200 pelicans. With Infosys Foundation creating this, those birds are coming here for the breeding.
With the chirping of birds, the gentle footfall of joggers, and the lapping of the water against the shore, the lake is thriving. A transformation brought about by the visionary efforts of the Infosys Foundation.
Dear shareholders, thank you for joining our 41st AGM today and for taking time to participate in the proceedings. Before we go live with the Q&A, here are some points to note for your convenience. Kindly unmute yourself and proceed to ask the question when you are projected on the broadcast screen. Please mention your name, folio number, and the location from where you are joining. Each shareholder will have 2 minutes for the questions. To avoid repetition, the board will respond to all the questions at the end. Once you have asked your question, you can switch to watch the proceedings. The board will be taking questions from shareholders in 2 or 3 sets, depending on the number of questions on video. Now I request Ms. Bindu to unmute and proceed with the question.
Good afternoon, Chairman, Mr. Nandan Nilekani, CEO, Mr. Salil Parikh, and members of the board. I'm Bindu Chandra, proud shareholder of Infosys and a member of Millennium MAMS. Millennium MAMS is a women's-only organization which helps in empowering women's financial literacy. Chairman, sir, I would like to ask you 2 questions. We would like to know the female-to-male workforce ratio in your company and on the board. We are also keen to know why we can't have more female directors in the company. If you think so, you can always negotiate with Millennium MAMS. A small request, sir. We would like to meet you in person if you would kindly agree. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Ms. Bindu. May I request the next shareholder, Nazia, to kindly unmute and ask the question.
Good evening, respected Chairman and members of the board. I'm Nazia Haroon, a proud shareholder of Infosys and a member of the Bangalore chapter of Millennium MAMS. Chairman, sir, my question is on attrition and what the IT industry is facing. It's a big problem, and how is Infosys dealing with it? My second question, sir, is your opinion on the reverse of the Great Indian Brain Drain. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Nazia. May I request the next shareholder, Mr. Pratik, to kindly unmute and ask the question.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Pratik Garia. I'm a chartered accountant by educational qualification, and as a professional, I am an associate director with a firm called Almus Risk Consulting, which is a leading forex and risk advisory company. Now, here's a background to my question. We are a net exporter with annual net exports of roughly about 44,000 crores. And as on 31st March, I see cash flow hedges around 23,000 crores, which equals to approximately about 6 months of net annual exports. Now, here's my question. We have an economic exposure which might be exceeding 6 months. What's the firm's hedging policy? A related question. Recently, the RBI has come up with a circular allowing exotic derivatives that can be used for managing long-term exposures. And I understand that exotic derivatives is a taboo for most of the boards. But considering the sophisticated treasury that we have at Almus, at Infosys, how do we plan to, leverage this liberalized regulation, which can be used for managing long-term exposure? That's question 1. My second question is, in the last 2 to 3 months, the premiums have come down from 4% to 3%. And what's the impact on future export realizations with the lower premium? Very financially specific questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Pratik. May I now request Ms. Shruti to kindly unmute and ask the question.
Good afternoon, respected Chairman, sir, and members of the board. I am Shruti Saraugi, a proud shareholder of Infosys and a member of the Kolkata chapter of Millennium MAMS. Chairman, sir, at the onset, I would like to congratulate you on being felicitated with the prestigious Lifetime Achievement Award by the IET India. It is indeed a proud moment for all of us here. I have 2 questions, sir. We at Infosys are having a problem of plenty, and hence we need to go for regular buybacks. Your thoughts, please, on whether we are being adequately aggressive towards inorganic growth. Are there any big acquisitions on the cards, sir, as we would like to see Infosys as a $1 trillion company sooner than later? Chairman, sir, you are the most important person in the country. You have played a major part in developing Aadhaar, UPI, and now you are creating the ONDC. Sir, my second question is, when will you give our Infosys a mega avatar? Thank you.
Thank you, Shruti. May I request the next shareholder, Mr. Darav, to kindly unmute and ask your question.
Good afternoon, sir. Greetings of the day to the whole board members. My name is Mr. Darav Jamadar. I am a PhD research scholar from Surat, Gujarat. Some of my questions, which I would like to place in front of you are, firstly, looking at the current scenario in economy, world economy, inflation, rising chances of recession, depreciation of rupee, which sector do you think will outperform and underperform for our company? Second, our company is having a strong cash flow, but rating agency gives us the rating of stable. So when do you think that the rating agency will improve our rating for the cash flows? Third, employee engagement program. What all are the employee engagement program looking at the 5 C's which you have mentioned in the annual report? Then how many $100 million clients you wish to add in this particular year? Last question, how many patents and copyright do you target to file in this particular year? Thank you very much for the opportunity. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Darav. May I request the next shareholder, Mr. Pradeep, to kindly unmute and ask the question. Mr. Pradeep, we are not able to hear you. Can you kindly unmute? Sorry, Mr. Pradeep, we can't hear you. We'll move to the next shareholder and we'll come back to you. Next shareholder, Mr. Sadananda Shastri. May I request you to kindly unmute and ask your question?
Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Okay. Good afternoon, sir. I am Sadananda Shastri from Bangalore. My number is 1170-2201. Sir, Chairman, sir, in your message, page number 23, you have asserted that Mr. Salih is a big champion. It is good, fine also. Do you mean that all other chota are champions? His big hit of 88% burden on the purse of the company has become a talk of the town. Being a press person, I have reported to this press, but they also hushed up. This discussion is in the interest of the shareholders, investors, and the company. Nowadays, competition, fight, contest arose among CEOs of MNCs about their emoluments and emolument announcement. What is your comment? You have also talked about the human potentials, but the recent development of a leaving job, that is quitting Parva, 88% as per press survey, seems may defeat. In such an atmosphere, what is your strategy to lure the skilled human resources? Sir, coming to the report, page 43, there is a steep increase in revenue growth, but the new client rate is decreased. Now, how the company will balance this year? Page number 82. Among
Mr. Sadananda Shastri, we are not able to hear you.
Item number is to 85 companies units. And then page number 90, director's remuneration. It pains us much to think
Mr. Sadananda Shastri,
enough to pay. How we are paying 71 crores. But just a minute. We feel bad to take free or BT service from chairman. Page number 97, CSR. After the exit of Sudhamurthy, company has not disclosed the revampings and the fact of functioning and functionaries of foundation, whether the foundation is streamlined and functioning on the same line. Page number 158. Nowadays, that is Infosys bonus issues is being talked about by some of the agencies. That official fact has not come out. Let us know whether the company is in thought of bonus. Page number 159. Company has transferred unclaimed dividend of 2.02 crores to IEPF. This year, 21-22 is maximum among all other previous year. Whether company had made any trace attempt to trace the beneficiaries. Page number 244, related parties, whether the dealings with China concluded or continued. Still dues of 66 crores is pending from Infosys China. Have you taken any steps to recover? Page number 64, receivables increased by 3,400 crores, out of which 500 crores already impaired. What step the company will take to reduce it and to stop from becoming bad debts? Page number 265, other equity is 975 crores. No receipts, other expenses shown in schedule 2.20 under the head expenses and employees expenses repeated twice both in 2.20 and 2.22.
Mr. Sadananda Shastri, we are unable to hear you.
Thank you very much. See you next time.
Thank you, Mr. Sadananda Shastri. May I request the next shareholder, Mr. Hiranand, to kindly unmute and ask the question.
Yes, I am audible. Namaste to all. I am audible, gentlemen.
Yes, we can hear you.
Namaste to all. It's a great privilege to meet you people. Certainly, your address of Chairman Nandan is very lovely and good. And particularly Salil, I congratulate him for next inning. Even Nandan also. I will drop so many questions to save the time. Certainly, I will touch upon two questions only. One is this director report, page 70. The cost of sale has improved. It is a 25%, gentlemen. Growth and profitability is not that much improved. So look into this, a cost of sale. Next is your report says there was a 25 sexual harassment case. You were dealt. Okay. You can elaborate the various geographies, various laws are there. How you dealt? You should disclose. It is a own court of law or internal settlement. If you can elaborate at various geography, 25. One more in the TCS, there is a 26 or 30, yeah, 36. Chairman told me that time. In our organization, there is a 25. And human right violation is 742, gentlemen. What type of violation is internally? How you dealt with them? Is there any training program to improve? The human right violation should not be there. Sexual harassment case should not be there. Any cases reported from male side, again, human against woman harassment, if it can. Because one organization is reported, woman is harassing men. In PSU banks also, one case is reported. Now, will you elaborate this? That is fine. Other companies good. They are doing the best. We are only encourage, reward the investors, minority shareholders. Thank you and good luck ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Hiranand. May I request the next shareholder, Reddappa. Reddappa, kindly unmute yourself and ask your question.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Manikanta Garu. My chairperson, Mr. Nandan Nilekani sir, and Mr. Salil Parekh sir, and director of the video conference, and my fellow shareholders. Good evening. Namaste, sir. My name is Reddappa Gundur. I'm from Hyderabad, sir. I'm very happy, sir, as a shareholder. I'm also proud about the company performance of 21-22. Thank you, sir, for informative presentation, detailed AGM report you have given us, sir, with the presentation. Excellent speech by Chairman, sir, and CEO, sir. Thank you. Sir, fantastic annual report, sir. I gone through all the annual report. Thank you so much, sir. Firstly, sir, congratulations to management and all of us as Infosys named as the second most valuable Indian brand as a name in the brand Finance India 100 2022 report. And also Infosys is the now fastest growing IT services brand globally, sir. So congratulations for this. And also, sir, in 2018-19 financial physical AGM, we have vision and expected many more things. That has become reality now. So we have 100% faith on Nandan sir. It was a delightful and wonderful experience. Very nice memories with the board, sir. Thank you. Wonderful interaction with Nandan sir and Salil sir. Both are very good leaders. sir. And second, corporate governance point of view, I wanted to congratulate and very happy, sir. Ethical and corporate governance you are posting, sir, especially like legal integrity, world class corporate governance. I would like to say, and also, sir, we have consistent performance of returns of last 3 years, sir. We are very happy, sir. Financial point of view, I wanted to congratulate for this cross and many more milestones of the revenue growth, sir. Thank you. Thank you for dividend payout of 31 rupees, including interim dividend, sir. Congratulations for the wonderful numbers we are posting, sir. So it seems my company is consistent performance and quality management and with the technical movement, sir. So you have a very good growth mindset, sir. Thank you, sir. And also, sir, awards point of view, sir, especially I would like to highlight this. Infosys recognized among the top 50 India best workplace for women, sir. Women award we are achieved. So in 21 by Great Place to Work in this large companies category. So I would like to congratulate for Nandan sir and the entire team of KMPs. Thank you, sir, for your wonderful workplace, especially women's. And also, sir, congratulations for the many more awards, honors, both nationally, internationally. Infosys top of the CRISIL ranking award, Infosys institutional awards, many more, sir. There is no time. I am restricting myself. Many more awards. I don't want to read all those ranked awards, sir. And also, sir, few I would like to know. We have a HR awards. Yes, sir. I have yeah, please, Manish, sir. I have questions also. Let me come. Give me 2 minutes. Thank you. Sir, most ethical company with fastest growing is appreciable. And also HR awards, digital services and technology innovation awards we are achieved, sir. Thank you so much, sir. I'm very happy today because today is Infosys AGM. Sir, CSR point of view, I wanted to appreciate and my heartfelt congratulations for the board in Nandan Nilekani sir leadership doing wonderful, tremendous CSR towards COVID-19, all the areas, sir. Especially, sir, I have seen special annual report for CSR. It's a wonderful thing, sir. I've never seen other companies. My company is a world number one company. That's the reason we were giving this annual report for CSR. So especially thanks to Kiran Majumdar sir, madam, and also Sudha Murthy ma'am for 25 years of services. So no words to say thanks to ma'am. Thank you, namaste, Sudha ma'am. And also special CSR KMPs also I'm giving all the best wishes, congratulations. Sir, Mr. Chairman, I'm coming to my questions. Mr. Chairman, I would like to know what is the company vision in coming financial couple of years, and also in financial 22, company has guided a revenue growth of 19.5 to 20% and achieved a growth of 19.7%. But financial 23 revenue growth guided was 13 to 15%. Any specific reason for this guiding revenues lower than last year? And do we have any revenue upgrades, sir? Can you comment on this? And another question is, during this Q4 financial 22, commentary reported as a discussion with clients for a price increase. Any indication on revenue increase can be signed in a Q1 FY23, please. And also one more. Any updates on Dailmar deal and transaction in digital technology? Please give me these updates for Dailmar deal. And lastly, sir, any update on unspent CRP of 51.75 lakhs has been spent? Sir, lastly, I would thank you for Company Secretary Department, Manikanta sir, and his team, his wonderful services, sir. Number one good services they are giving, sir. And also thank for Infi team, Pooja and Rakesh and other employees for this smooth meeting proceedings, sir. I personally believe that our company will achieve many more higher awards, recognitions under the leadership of one and only Nandan Nilekani sir and Salil sir. I wish all the best for the board, good health, happiness, continue to the support to the society, sir. Thank you, sir. Love you, Nandan, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Redappa. May I request the next shareholder, Mr. Santosh? Mr. Santosh, kindly unmute yourself and ask your question, please.
मेरी आवाज आ रही है ना, sir?
Yes, sir, we can hear you. Kindly go ahead and ask your question.
आदरणीय सभापति जी उपस्थित निदेशक मंडल सदस्यगण और मेरे शेयर होल्डर भाइयों बहनों जो आज हम वीडियो कॉन्फ्रेंस में प्रेजेंट है, सर्वप्रथम आप सभी को नमस्कार। मैं संतोष कुमार साहब कलकत्ता से बोल रहा हूँ सर। आशा करता हूँ आप हमारे जितने डायरेक्टर से अच्छे स्वास्थ्य में होंगे सर। सबसे पहले मैं मैनेजमेंट को धन्यवाद देता हूँ 31वां डिविडेंड देने के लिए, बहुत अच्छा डिविडेंड दिया सर। दूसरा धन्यवाद इसलिए देता हूँ कि आपने इस साल 1,40,000 नए कर्मचारी दिए, उसमें से 80,000 कर्मचारी आपने सीधे कॉलेज से लिए सर। ये मतलब बहुत अच्छा डिसीजन की कॉलेज में जो पढ़ते हैं उनके लिए भी काफी अच्छा सर। एक सर मेरा प्रश्न है कि आपकी अभी प्रेजेंट वुमेन रेशियो 39% है, उसको आगे बढ़ाने के लिए क्या कदम अपने आईटी इंडस्ट्री है जिसके लिए और क्या मतलब कदम उठाने चाहिए वुमेन रेशियो काफी आगे बढ़े सर। एक सर अगर आपके पास अवेलेबल तो ज्योग्राफिकल एरिया वाइज अगर एम्प्लॉय का फिगर हो तो जरूर दीजिएगा सर। एक आपने लिखा ESG 2030 तक आप फुलफिल करना चाहते हैं, तो ठीक है चलिए अभी प्रेजेंट अपने रेन वाटर हार्वेस्टिंग की और रिन्यूएबल एनर्जी की क्या पोजीशन बताने की चेष्टा करिएगा सर। एक सिंगल एम्प्लॉय जो 1 जुलाई से बंद हो रहा है उसके लिए क्या इंस्ट्रक्शन अपने ब्रांचों में कंपनी में और जगह दी है, ये भी बताने का कष्ट करिएगा सर। लास्टली सर यही है कि अपने कुछ केस 2004 से डिस्प्यूट केस काफी पेंडिंग है सर, तो आप उसको बैलेंस शीट क्लीन करने के लिए क्या कदम उठा रहे हैं ये भी बताने करके। और मैं लास्ट में अपने सेक्रेटरी मणिकांता जी को, उनकी टीम में पूजा, राकेश और रोशनी आदि को भी धन्यवाद देता हूँ स्मूथ रहने के लिए और काफी अच्छा रिलेशन रखने के लिए। जय हिंद, जय भारत, नमस्कार।
Thank you, Mr. Santosh. May I request the next shareholder, Mr. Vinod, to kindly unmute and ask your question, please. Mr. Vinod, kindly unmute yourself.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, sir, we can hear you. Kindly go ahead and ask your question.
Respected Chairman Nandan Nilekani ji, our CFO, as CEO and MD Salil Parekh ji, our CFO Nilanjan Roy ji, and our CS Manikanta ji. Good afternoon to everyone, sir. I am Vinod Agarwal speaking from Mumbai. Sir, I've got 2 or 3 queries, sir. Inducted 1,40,000 employees last year. Of them, 84,000 were directly from the colleges. Then you provide them training to these new inductees, and the training part would cost money to the company. And if they leave early on, then they retrench, they go away from the company. That cost, are we able to recover those costs from them, or it is just a part of the business cost which we cannot recover from these employees whom we have trained? My second would be on the cloud services Infibold. It's a game changer for a company. It is giving us faster revenues and the wider range of customers, and it is helping us develop more products for the clients in a faster way from months into days. Sir, I compliment you for that. And I have an observation on that 5G is coming as a tech which is revolutionizing a lot of industries, sir. Are we also likely to go into something like auto drive vehicles becoming auto driven ones? Are we likely to develop some programs for them, or the industrial 4 level? We are into robotics and AI learning, so that will help us gaining from the industrial 4 revolution which is taking place. And happy with the performance of the company in the foundation. The foundation has laid 2 dharamshalas, one at Jaja and one in Navi Mumbai. The 94 large deals were done for $9.5 billion, and the awards mentioned on pages 54 to 57 of the company on the annual report are good, sir. I am signing off. Well, I wish the company all the best, and even for the dividend of 31 rupees is good dividend. I wish the company all the best for the future. Thank you. Signing off, Vinod from Mumbai.
Thank you, Mr. Vinod. May I request the next shareholder, Mr. Shrenik Mehta from Jamnagar. Kindly go ahead and ask your question, sir.
My beloved chairman, Mr. Nandan Nilekani, MD and CEO, Mr. Salil Parekh, CFO, Mr. Nilanjan Roy, Company Secretary, Mr. Manikanta, other board of directors, and my fellow brothers and sisters, shareholders. Myself, Shrenik Mehta, retired advocate and long-term investor and minority shareholder. First of all, Nandan Nilekani, I would like to appreciate the result of financial year 31st March 2022. We are quite happy as far as profit is concerned. Market cap has increased by 40% and dividend is also quite good. So no complaint, no suggestion about working of the company. And once as a shareholder, I congratulate the whole team. At present, I think, if my figures are incorrect, Nilanjan can correct me. At present, we are having 30,000 rupees corruption case. So it is my humble question, how we are good, are we going to keep it with us, or how we are going to use by inorganic acquisition or special dividend, or whenever time comes, buyback through tender route. It is up to you, sir, board of director. And market cap of our company has gone down to 6 lakh crore at present, yes, as per yesterday's price. And I would like to, as a shareholder, suggest what step you are taking in first phase to increase our market cap of the company to minimum 10 lakh crore in the first phase. And my next is, if possible, after Diwali, during next winter, we would like to pay a visit to company if possible. And my last question is, how we have derived our name Infosys? What is meaning of Infosys? I think it is not any English or any language word. How we have. Thank you very much to Manikanta and his team for giving me an opportunity. Thank you all.
Thank you, Mr. Shrenik Mehta. May I request the next shareholder, Vasudha. Vasudha is joining on an audio call. Ms. Vasudha, kindly go ahead and ask your question.
Very good afternoon, respected chairman. Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, ma'am, we can hear you. Kindly go ahead and ask your question.
Thank you. Very good evening, respected chairman, sir, board of directors, and my fellow shareholders. Myself, Vasudha from Thane. I would like to congratulate our company secretary and his team for sending me the soft copy of the report well in advance, which itself is clear and transparent. The presentation given by the chairperson is also very informative. I don't want to ask any question, only one suggestion. Please look into the matter of unclaimed dividend amount, which is transferred to IEPF fund. With this, I support all the resolution. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Vasudha. May I request the next shareholder, Mr. Abhishek. Mr. Abhishek, kindly unmute yourself and ask your question. Mr. Abhishek?
Yeah, Miss, am I audible?
Yes, kindly go ahead and ask your question, please.
Yes, sir. My name is Abhishek, shareholder of the company. My DBID IN 30167 and client ID is 41359155. So first of all, I congratulate the management on the eve of 41st annual general body meeting. The trust all is well with you and your family in this challenging situation. Our company deserves much more respect than the current market cap, completing more than a decade of successful operations, profitability, dividend history, and becoming one of the strongest brand in our respective segments. I would like to know how our business was being impacted in these past 3 years of this COVID time. The coronavirus and the subsequent lockdowns have left virtually no industry untouched after the COVID. So whether any employees our company has sacked, hired, salary cut in percentage, if any, I would like to know from you, sir. And what is the number of employee strength in Infosys? I would like to know from you, sir. And since for the past 3 years, the shareholders are not able to meet you physically and we are forced to meet you virtually, I would request the management to kindly keep a get-together for the investor fraternity as and when you think that the COVID situation has come across and we can have a get-together. And most of the companies, they have started doing hybrid modes, sir. Both the options are being kept open for the AGMs, and companies across Chennai are doing physical as well as virtual. So hope that our company also takes such steps in the years to come so that hybrid mode will be followed in the years to come. So that is the best option which is being taken up by certain companies as an initiative, and similar initiative to be taken up by our company also, so that in the years to come you can get the valuable suggestions and ideas from various shareholders across the country, and our company can empower in the years to come. Sir, I'm a well-wisher of the company. I'm really thankful to the management for having declared a very good dividend during the year. Even during the pandemic time, the company has sustained and declared a fantastic dividend. So we are really glad to be the shareholders of Infosys. And we are really thankful to the company secretary and his entire team for conducting the annual general body meeting virtually and helping the investor fraternity to join this through this Zoom platform and give them valuable suggestions and ideas So we are really thankful to the entire secretarial team for their entire efforts to conduct the meeting virtually and connect 36 shareholders in this virtual platform. So then I thank the entire board of directors. So myself and my team are having a legal firm in the name and style of Seven Wealth Associate in Chennai. So I request your good selves to kindly enroll our firm in the empanelment of the company, and we will be glad to extend our services, sir. And nothing much to ask, sir. I wish the company and the board of directors a great success and prosperity in the coming future. Hope to see you in the physical AGM next year. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for doing that.
Thank you, Mr. Abhishek. May I request the next shareholder, Mr. Kaushik. Mr. Kaushik, kindly unmute yourself and ask your question. Mr. Kaushik? Can you kindly go ahead and ask your question? Mr. Kaushik, are you able to hear us? I think there is some audio problem. We'll move to the next shareholder. Mr. Bharat Raj. Mr. Bharat Raj, can you kindly unmute yourself and ask your question?
Yeah, very good evening, entire board of directors, Mr. Chairman, Mr. Parikh, and entire board of directors. So first of all, happy to see you all safe, healthy, and fine. I thank Mr. Manikandan for arranging a wonderful virtual video conference. Sir, first of all, entire board of directors, thank you for giving a wonderful dividend, sir, 31 rupees. Sir, we have completed 41 years, sir. Mr. Chairman and CEO, can we expect next year 41 rupees dividend for the next financial year, sir? That is my request. Sir, we have completed 1,12 crores of revenue, sir, and we have net profit is 22,000 crores, sir. It is very good performance, sir. 56% revenue is coming from the digital, sir. I'm very happy, sir. And 66% revenue coming from US. So my question is that in this recent pandemic, sir, not pandemic, sir, recent war, Russia and Ukraine, how my company is, may I know the criteria, how my company is in this quarter, next quarter, in this year, how my company is losing because you shut down the office at Russia. So how my company is losing the revenue, sir, and how this financial will be accumulate that revenue, sir? That is my question, sir. Sir, we are the highest women employer, sir. Very happy, sir. First of all, I thank the management for a very good decision for approving 5 years period for my CEO, sir, Mr. Sahil. Sahil, I hope you remember in 2018, a CEO is a post for 3 years like a marriage contract. If you sustain for 3 years, you will be the king in our company. So successfully completed 3 years. Maybe in second year, there was a small disturbance in our company, but you completed 3 years. Now you'll be in 5 years in my company, sir. I'm very proud. You will make definitely, my company is a $2 trillion company, sir. Because under leadership, my company is growing wonderfully. Sir, CSR, yes, we are doing wonderful, sir. 400 crores we are spending on CSR, sir. I'm very happy, sir. Sir, since 2018, we have not received any bonus, Mr. Chairman. Can we expect a liberal bonus in this financial year? Because 5 years are completed, we expect a bonus from the management, sir. And regarding, sir, why my company is not serious in South Africa, sir? Why my company footstep is not in Nigeria, Kenya, and South Africa? Because Nigeria is a future upcoming country in the world, like in India, it is growing aggressively. Why the footsteps is not there in Nigeria, Kenya, and some other South African countries? Sir, why only woman director is one, sir? Why only our madam is there? Why in India there is no other woman directors available? Or there is no more women directors in my company, sir? Why you are only accepting only one lady? I accept by next AGM, we'll expect at least 2 women directors in my company, sir, because we have 39% of women employees. There is only one woman director, means it shows a wrong signal to the entire country, sir. And regarding this IT filing, sir, recently I received a lot of complaints about the Infosys. They don't know how to manage something other issues, sir. Mr. CEO, see that it should not be happening in the next coming years, because we have a reputation in the Indian market. The financial minister also very serious about our company, why it is happening, some hiccups in filing the cases. So, Mr. CEO, please see that in next coming years, it should not be the issue, sir. And recently in USA, there is a recession, sir. So how we are encashing that recession, sir? Because once in US, it is recession means we have very good revenue and hope we have very good business in for our company, sir. And one more thing, sir, Mr. Chairman, last time in the fiscal age, I requested for the Mangalore company visit, sir. I hope if you please convey to Mr. Manikandan, who are participate this AGM, please send them to the Mangalore IT Park so that we want to see how the Mangalore IT Park has been built, sir. I'll be more proud and happy to see that Mangalore Park, sir. Once again, Mr. Chairman, all the best for the coming years. Mr. CEO Sahil, I believe in your leadership. Yes, you're doing wonderful, my company, and I recommend, sir, my CEO salary should be the best in the India, and it should be the most highest in the India, sir. Because Wipro is paying more than my CEO, sir. But I want my CEO salary more than my Indian competitor, sir. I recommend chairman and entire board of directors see that my chairman and my CEO salary should be highest in India, sir, because he's working hard for my company. He's making the share price sustainable, and he's giving very good dividend to the shareholders. And I hope Mr. CEO will give bonus also in this coming years. I believe you, sir. And once again, Mr. Roy, I know how you are doing working hard to give shareholders money. Very good. You are putting your hard efforts to my company, sir. Once again, all the best. Once again, all the best for the coming years. Thank you very much, Mr. Manikandar and entire team. God bless you all.
Thank you, Mr. Bharat. I request the next shareholder, Mrs. Patel. Mrs. Patel, if you are on the audio, kindly unmute yourself and ask your question.
Hello, are you able to hear me?
Yes, ma'am. We
Are you
can
able to hear me? Very
Yes.
good evening to all of you. Respected Chairman, eminent Board of Directors, the management team, and all the employees of the company. I would like to thank Mr. Manikantha, Madam Rekha, and Rakesh, and the full secretariat team for giving me the annual report and the excellent annual report. Even your CFO, I thank you very much for the good financial statements. Company is doing very well, a very efficient company, enterprising company, well-managed company, giving very good, making good profit, and giving us a very good dividend.
Mrs. Patel, we are not able to hear you. Mrs. Patel, are you there?
Yes, I am very much. You are not able to hear me?
Yes, now we can hear you. Kindly go ahead.
The company is doing very well. Efficient company, good profit-making company, well-managed company. Company has given us a very good dividend. Mr. Salil Parekh, you are doing a good job. We have much faith in you, and all the directors on the board. One little this, Mr. Yuri Levin, the shirt that you're wearing is very much coinciding with your Infosys. Fall in love with the problems and not with the solution. Indeed, it is very, very, very apt saying, good saying that your shirt is doing. The results have been very excellent. I congratulate the company for the good awards and accolades that the company has received. 16 rupees dividend is a good dividend, but of course, we request for a little.
Mrs. Patel, we are not able to hear you. Mrs. Patel, we request you to kindly send your questions or an email. We will try and answer that. We'll move to the next shareholder, Mr. Mukesh Ajmera. Mr. Mukesh Ajmera, kindly unmute yourself and answer.
Hello, are you able to hear me now, Mr. Manikantha? Mr. Manikantha, are you able to hear me now?
Yes, madam, we can hear you. Kindly go ahead and ask your question. I think your line is unstable. If you can wrap up the question early, please. Mrs. Patel, are you there? We'll move to the next shareholder, Mr. Mukesh Ajmera. Mr. Mukesh, kindly unmute yourself and ask your question.
Yeah. Hello, Riga. Namaskara. Good afternoon, Salil Bhai, Nandan Bhai, if I may call you so, also Nandan. Mrs. Kiran Majumdar Shah, all the other board of directors, it is yet another time of the year when we are meeting you just once a year for a few minutes, and then we meet you the next year. I wish it was a physical meeting this year, which we have been missing for the last couple of years. I would like to congratulate the company headed by Mr. Nandan Nilekani and Mr. Salil Parekh and their entire team for excellent performance that the company has given despite global hiccups and all kinds of problems, including in the IT industry. And the ship that was sailing in rough waters about 4 or 5 years ago has been stabilized with the leadership of both these people and also others who have been helping them. I would like to really take acknowledgement, give them lots of appreciation and thank them for being able to convert the company, turn the company around and stabilize the ship. And also the share value has gone up from nearly 700 rupees to 1900 rupees. That in itself is a reflection that we are on a sound footing. There are so many accolades and awards and all that. I mean, it's mind-boggling how the company has been doing so excellently well. And we, though Infosys employees are considered to be Infosian, we ourselves as shareholders would also like to call ourselves as Infosians, because this is one of the only companies in the that we belong to, though we have shares of so many companies, that it's a pleasure and a delight all throughout. I wish I had the shares of Infosys right from its IPO days, which I had missed out on. And I would also like to request if it's possible for the company to have Mr. Narayan Murthy and Mrs. Sudha Murthy also say a few words at every AGM, or if they are able to come live, so that we know how they are doing. We would like to see them. It's a pleasure because they have been the mentors, and so also Nandan, who is now present, but otherwise it's very difficult to see some of them. I'm also very delighted at companies' social initiatives and also energy conservations. More than 50% of renewal, most of the 50% of, more than 50% of the energy requirement is being done through renewable energy, which is remarkable. And this needs to be transcended into even a national model. Do all the companies, give all kinds of statistics, but very few of them have, done really well. And Infosys deserves all the praise for that. And if you can please extend this to even the masses, for example, saving water, saving environment and conservation is a huge challenge for the world in general. Why can't Infosys take it up, including through mass media, advertising? Not that it requires, advertising at all, but then through its initiatives, people listen. When Infosys talks, people listen. That is the kind of honor, respect, and clout it commands, not only in India but globally. And if you can look into this, it will be very nice. Yeah, I'll be completing soon. One of the things we have been missing out on is visiting the campuses. Many of us have not seen the campus both at Bangalore and Mysore. If we can have a regular round the year program, it will be nice that every month, say, or every fortnight, you have some kind of a initiative where people can join, rather than making a specific request. And I'm sure there are a lot of shareholders who would like to be part of this. And if you can consider this as an ongoing program, it will be appreciated. And I would like to find out what is this ICETS that was mentioned in the annual general report, which was excellent and as usual very exhaustive. Does it apply to all the companies across all the models of business, or is it just for some of the programs and things like that. And if it's possible, we would like to visit you at the earliest. Salil Bhai, I've been waiting to meet you. I just met you a couple of times when you started with Infosys first year and second year. 2 more years have gone. So if possible, please do accommodate us. And thank you, Manikanta, for accommodating all of us, all the shareholders. Your Infosys model is to be emulated by all the companies in India. And as one of the shareholders mentioned, there are a lot of issues with unpaid dividends and shares transmission, which I'm a victim of in some other large group and company. And more than 2 lakh crore rupees are being lying in government coffers unclaimed. And Zerodha's Nitin Kamath also had made some comments about it. So if possible, I would like to contribute to this. And as a respectable company, I would like the company to reach out to the government. And I'm sure the Prime Minister, who has been abolishing many redundant British era acts, will listen to you also. Please let me contribute to that. Thousands of people are victims of it because of, impossible to comply rules and regulations. And this is something you can do service to not only investors of Infosys, but across the entire investor community in India. I wish everybody lots of good luck, including the top management and all the Infosys employees. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Mukesh. May I request the next shareholder, Mr. Gautam. Mr. Gautam, kindly unmute yourself and ask your question.
Good evening and namaskar. Am I audible and visible, sir?
Yes, sir. We can hear you and we can see you. Kindly go ahead.
Respected Chairman, Board of Directors, and my online fellow shareholders. Myself, Gautam Nandi of Kolkata, the city of joy, very old equity shareholder of Infosys Limited. Firstly, I'd like to give thanks to your secretarial department for sending me annual report and other necessary relevant papers through email very well in advance. So especially thanks to our respected company secretary, Mr. Monikonda, and his whole team for rendering very good services to our minority shareholders. Sir, you are organizing your annual general meeting through video conference for the 3rd time, and I find it is a grand success. So thanks again, sir. Sir, my earlier speakers already expressed their views and covered most of the points regarding accounts and performance of the company. Therefore, I don't like to repeat as per your guideline. Sir, a few years back, we had faced GST and demonetization. सर ये दोनों का इफेक्ट अभी तक खत्म नहीं हुआ. इसका अंदर क्या हुआ? 2020 में हम लोगों को कोविड-19 ने अटैक किया. इसका इफेक्ट अभी तक जारी है. Each and every company is suffering very, very much. But I am very glad to see that despite a tough pandemic and most challenging year, you have tried your best. Your CSR is also very remarkable. Sir, I am very proud to be a shareholder of your company. I am very hopeful towards the prospect of our company. I have full trust with our strong management like you. And so I wholeheartedly support your all resolutions, which I have already casted through my e-voting. Sir, I am very happy with your company, getting regular, very good dividend. And I also got huge price appreciation in your company's shares, sir. So thank you very much. Sir, nothing to say more today. Looking forward with a positive outlook towards our company with higher profit margin, 1:1 bonus, handsome dividend and return. Sir, may God bless you, sir. Stay safe, stay healthy. Thank you very much. Signing off, Gautam Nandi.
Thank you, Mr. Gautam. May I request Mr. Krishan? Krishan, kindly unmute and ask your question, please.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Kindly go ahead, please.
Thank you, sir. Thank you to giving me the opportunity to join with you. सर, आपकी तारीफ के बारे में सभी लोगों ने कह दिया है, अब उसको मैं दोबारा रिपीटेशन नहीं करूंगा। सर 57% की जो हम लोगों ने रेवेन्यू जनरेट किया है वो सारा का सारा इस साल ऑनलाइन में जनरेट किया है। उसके बावजूद भी हमने काफी सारे नई जो नौकरियां हैं वो भर्ती की हैं और उसके अंदर काफी ज्यादा हमने सिनोनिमसली कुछ अपॉर्चुनिटी भी हो सकता है गेन की है। उससे हो सकता है हमें आने वाले टाइम में काफी बेनिफिट मिलेगा। लेकिन सर मेरी आपसे जो रिक्वेस्ट थी, मैंने आपको मेल पे भी भेजी थी, आपका जो मुझे मेल रिसीव हुआ था इस एजीएम का, वो सर हमें मिला था 27 मई को और आपने को मैंने 30 मई को एनुअल रिपोर्ट के लिए एक रिक्वेस्ट भेजी थी, लेकिन जो मुझे अभी तक रिसीव नहीं हुई है। प्लीज अगर आप उसे मुझे हार्ड कॉपी भिजवा दे तो आपके लिए बहुत थैंकफुल होगा। सर दूसरी बात, मैंने आपसे कल भी इस बारे में एक रिक्वेस्ट की थी कि मेरा स्पीकर नंबर आप लोगों ने 9 में डाला था, लेकिन अभी काफी सारे स्पीकर्स के बाद में वेटिंग में था, तो 1.5 घंटा हो गया है, लेकिन मुझे ये नहीं पता चल रहा था क्योंकि मेरा स्पीकर नंबर कितना है। इसके लिए भी थोड़ा सा बार से भी आप इसके लिए अवेयर रखें। जहां तक सर पेज नंबर 43 पे मैं देखता हूँ कि सर हमारी जो बेसिक ईपीएस थी लास्ट टू लास्ट ईयर वो 38 रुपीज से बढ़ के लास्ट ईयर 45 हुई और इस साल भी 52 रुपीज हो गई है, सेम ग्रोथ के ऊपर है। लेकिन सर जो हमारा डिविडेंड रेशियो है वो लास्ट टू लास्ट ईयर 17 रुपीज से आपने लास्ट ईयर बढ़ा के 27 किया था और इस साल आपने उसे बढ़ा के
I cannot see here, please.
You can
Gautam
see
Tiwari
me?
here.
Hello?
Gautam Tiwari cannot see your this thing stage.
Sir, you cannot see me?
Yeah,
Sir, Gautam
Hello?
Tiwari. I cannot see the stage.
Sir, where is the stage? I don't understand that. I am on this. I am on this stage. Sir, anybody disturbing me? I don't understand that. Sir, this year हमने 31 रुपीज का जो डिविडेंड दिया है उसको हमने लास्ट ईयर की जो ग्रोथ हमने दी थी उस तरीके से उसे एकोमुलेट करके नहीं दिया है। सर उसमें मैं ये नहीं समझ पा रहा जो हम लोगों ने ग्रोथ दी है वो अपने लिए किस तरीके से उसे हमने एकोमोडेट किया है। जहां तक मैं रेवेन्यू की ग्रोथ को देखता हूँ वो भी 10 से बढ़ के 21 हो चुकी है, ऑलमोस्ट डबल हो गई है। उसके बावजूद भी आपने उस तरीके से हमें डिविडेंड के बारे में नहीं सोचा है। जहां तक सर मैं अपने पेज नंबर 68 पे अदर कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव इनकम देख रहा हूँ वो भी 191 करोड़ से जो पॉजिटिव में थी इस साल हमारे को 48 करोड़ की माइनस में चली गई है। इसका मेन रीजन क्या रहा है उसके बारे में थोड़ा डिटेल में बता दें। जहां तक सर मैं पेज नंबर 90 और 91 पे देखता हूँ उसमें सर हम लोगों ने अपने जो डायरेक्टर्स की रेम्युनरेशन थी, जो मुझसे कुछ पूर्व प्रवक्ता ने भी बात कही है कि सर डायरेक्टर्स की इतनी रेम्युनरेशन लेने का कोई मोस्ट ऑफ द कारण होगा कि वो किसी और कंपनीज के डायरेक्टर्स के साथ अगर अपना कॉम्पिटिशन कर रहे हैं तो प्लीज ऐसा ना करें, क्योंकि आने वाले टाइम में नहीं तो हमारे लिए काफी चैलेंजिंग हो जाएगा। क्योंकि सर हमारे 10 डायरेक्टर्स ऑलमोस्ट 280 करोड़ रुपीज का रेम्युनरेशन गेन कर रहे हैं। अगर हम जब 2019 का लास्ट रेम्युनरेशन अपने डायरेक्टर सलील पारिक जी का और यूबी प्रवीण राव जी का देखेंगे तो लास्ट जब 2020 में उनका जो लास्ट रेम्युनरेशन था वो 24 करोड़ रुपीस का था, जो कि करंट में 71 करोड़ रुपीस से प्लस हो गया है, जो 300 टाइम्स कंपनी के मेरे ख्याल से डायरेक्टर्स ने अपना गेन किया है। जहां तक प्रवीण राव जी का भी देखता हूँ वो उस टाइम पे 2020 के अंदर 9 करोड़ रुपीस था लास्ट जब कोविड स्टार्ट हुआ था, और अब हमारी कंपनी के राव साहब का 37 करोड़ हो गया, वो भी 400% की ग्रोथ हो चुकी है। तो ऐसा ना देखें, कम से कम शेयर होल्डर को डिविडेंड के साथ भी आप जो हमारे से ज्यादा बड़ी इक्विटी प्रमोटर के पास ही है, स्मॉल इन्वेस्टर के बारे में हमेशा सोचें और उसको किस तरीके से रिवॉर्डेड किया जा सकता है इसके ऊपर थोड़ा ध्यान करें। थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू, और इन क्वेश्चन का जवाब जरूर दें। थैंक यू सर।
Thank you, Mr. Krishan. May I request the next shareholder, Mr. Aspi? Mr. Aspi, kindly unmute yourself and ask a question.
Sir, can you see me and hear me?
Yes, sir, we can see and hear you. Kindly go ahead.
Chairman, sir, I'm Aspi from Bombay. Sir, I understand from various news agencies that USA may undergo recession. Since you interact with so many people and companies in US, are you seeing any sign of such macro event of recession in US? And from what you see at the ground level, do you believe a recession is round the corner in USA? So digital offering has grown 36% year on year. which is very good. You should concentrate more on digital. Say any reasons for no growth or small negative growth between third quarter and fourth quarter of the current year? Are you likely to see negative growth between first quarter of current year and fourth quarter of last year? So Europe has grown in Q4 by 22% year on year due to Ukraine. Is this momentum likely to sustain? So please do not accept government contracts. Every time there's a problem, the blame comes on Infosys. Like every time there's an income tax problem, the blame comes on Infosys that you ask Infosys to sort out this problem. So please do not accept government contracts, because when you go to another country, they'll say you cannot do your own country's work. What you'll do for our country? So please do not get government contracts. So I would also like to hear from Mr. Nayanamurthy for a very little time. Sir, I would like somebody to announce the speaker number, including when the name is called out, because moderator doesn't inform the speaker number, and even the speaker number should be mentioned on the email which we receive. Sir, I would like replies to be given immediately, so it's the same questions are not repeated. Sir, on page 159, every year we are transferring almost 2 crores to unpaid dividend account. If you see 14-15 final dividend, only 6 lakhs has been paid during the year out of 1 crore 55 lakhs. Why? Is the shareholder this money belongs to the shareholders, so it should be given back to the shareholders rather than sending to IEPF. So I would request the registrar and the company secretary to please move out of the air-conditioned offices and follow up with the shareholders. By just sending reminders, nothing happens. Because I'm talking from my own experience. I got so many reminders. But when I apply for a duplicate warrant, they just harass me that you bring this, you bring that. So please inform the company secretary that next year in the annual report, when they give like this for 15-16 interim dividend, he should give right from the beginning. 15-16 so much was outstanding, 16-17 so much was outstanding, so that we know what effort the secretary and the registrar are putting to give the dividend back to the shareholders. This is shareholders' money. You cannot just transfer like this to the IEPF. Please remember that next year these figures are given in the annual report. So thank you very much and all the best for the future.
Thank you, Mr. Raspi. May I now request Mr. Jagdish to kindly unmute and ask the question.
Member, good afternoon to all of you. Sir, hello, I'm audible?
Yes, sir, we can hear you. Kindly go ahead.
Company performance is already known to everybody. Sir, you have a very good dividend record, even 31 rupees this year, and also a buyback of 11,000 crore rupees. And sir, we stakeholder have a wish to know, as in the past, company has given in 1914 1:1 bonus, again in 1915 1:1 bonus, then 1918 1:2 bonus, and so we wish to know next when it will be, we can expect an bonus. Am I audible, sir?
Yes, sir, we can hear you. Kindly proceed.
Especially from chairman and sir and CEO Parik sir, can you give me some light when we can expect bonus again, as company has a very good regard and reserve and surplus general very much. You are buying back shares, giving good dividend, when we can expect bonus shares. Thank you, sir. I was wanted only to this much.
Thank you, Mr. Jagdish.
Okay.
I request the next shareholder, Mr. Pradeep. Mr. Pradeep, kindly unmute yourself and ask your question.
Yeah, so Manikanta, am I audible?
Yes, you are audible. Kindly go
Okay,
ahead.
so thank you, Mani. So, and good evening, Salil. So it's a pleasure to talk to you, Mani and Salil. And first of all, I would like to congratulate Salil for being awarded Business Today PwC Best CEO in Large Company category. And I also thank Salil for turning around Infosys and bringing it back to its glory days. And सलील के लिए मैंने कुछ चंद लाइनें लिखी हैं, उम्मीद है वो सलील को पसंद आएंगी। तो वो लाइनें हैं, हम इन्वेस्टर्स के सपनों को मिल गई मंजिल, हम इन्वेस्टर के सपनों को मिल गई मंजिल, जब से आपने इन्फोसिस को संभाला है सलील। So I hope and pray we all continue to grow. So my first question is, income tax portal issue caused some negative publicity. So as you know, negativity spreads faster. So what caused this issue and how we can prevent such issues in future? So this was my first question. And my second question is, so for revenue generation, we are heavily dependent on North America region. So how to diversify this revenue generation geography? So please respond on these. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Pradeep. May I request the next shareholder, Mr. Dinesh. Mr. Dinesh, kindly unmute yourself and ask your question. Mr. Dinesh, you have to unmute yourself.
I am audible.
Yes, sir. We can hear you. Kindly go ahead.
फर्स्ट तो सर मैं आपको और आपका पूरा टीम को कांग्रेचुलेशन कहूंगा कि जो अच्छा मुनाफा हमारी कंपनी ने किया है, इतना क्रिटिकल पीरियड में भी हमारी कंपनी ने जो अच्छा रेवेन्यू लिया है, 5 रुपये के शेयर के पीछे 5 रुपीज का शेयर के पीछे 50.27 रुपीज का अर्निंग है, 5 गुना। वो एक अच्छी बात है, हमारे लिए भी गर्व की बात है कि हम इंडिया की टॉप 5 कंपनी में से एक कंपनी का हम उनका शेयर होल्डर भी है। खाली मेरे को ये जानना था कि वी आर कितना नंबर पे है हम अभी ये आईटी इंडस्ट्रीज में, हम अभी वी आर 1/4 ऑफ 5 के अंदर है, तो जरा उसके बारे में हमें मालूम करना। तो दूसरा, ये जो आप कर रहे हैं, जो बाईबैक करते हैं, बहुत अच्छी बात है, क्योंकि हम देखते हैं कि हमारे पीयर ग्रुप की जो कंपनी हमारे सामने टीसीएस, उनका जो कैपिटल है उसके सामने हमारा 6 टाइम, मोर देन 6 टाइम, करीब 7 टाइम्स उनकी कैपिटल खाली 366 करोड़ है, लेकिन अपनी इक्विटी कैपिटल जो है 2103 करोड़ है। तो ये जो आप कर रहे हैं बहुत अच्छा काम कर रहे हैं कि अपने पास कैश फ्लो है, तो वो पैसा यूज करके आप इक्विटी कम करते जा रहे हैं, वो उसके लिए बहुत अच्छी चीज है। खाली हमारा आपको एक सजेशन था, हम बोनस शेयर के लिए नहीं बोलते क्योंकि इक्विटी डबल हो जाएगी। आप हमारा 5 रुपये का शेयर है, आप 1 रुपये का या 2 रुपये का क्यों नहीं करते, तो हमें एक मिनी बोनस हो जाएगा। हमारा कोई स्ट्रक्चर में फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा, खाली पेपर वर्क में फर्क पड़ेगा। शेयर होल्डर के पास क्वांटिटी जो है शेयर्स की वो बढ़ेंगी और मार्केट में लिक्विडिटी भी बढ़ेगी, तो हमारा जो ट्रेडिंग है वो ज्यादा होएगा। और हमारा आज 2 रुपया भाव करेंगे तो क्या मालूम नेक्स्ट ईयर यही भाव 2 रुपये का शेयर का, 5 का शेयर का जो अभी भाव चल रहा है वही भाव 2 रुपये का शेयर भी हो जाए। अभी जो हमारा 5 रुपये का शेयर 1442 रुपीज यस्टरडे लास्ट ट्रेडिंग था, जो अगर आप 2 रुपये का करेंगे तो हम मानते हैं कि 1000 रुपये से 1000 रुपीज से तो कम नहीं ट्रेडिंग होएगा हमारा शेयर, तो हमें काफी ये वन टाइप ऑफ बोनस मिल जाएगा। बाकी तो मेरे आगे कई लोगों ने सवाल पूछ लिए, तो मैं रिपीट ना करते हुए यही आपको सजेशन करता हूँ कि हो सके आप आपका बोर्ड मीटिंग में स्प्लिट करने का सोचिए, 1 रुपया या 2 रुपया जो भी आपको सुविधा है। और ये आपका सेक्रेटरी डिपार्टमेंट का भी मैं थैंक्स करता हूँ कि उन्होंने जो हमें अपडेट किया, 2-3 दफे हमारा ट्रायल मीटिंग भी किया और हमें आपको बोलने का मौका दिया, उसके लिए उनको मैं थैंक्स करता हूँ। और आप सभी लोग को कांग्रेचुलेशन, ऑल द बेस्ट, हमारी कंपनी आगे ही बढ़ती रहे, ऑल द बेस्ट।
Thank you, Mr. Dinesh. May I request the next shareholder, Mr. Manoj. Manoj, kindly unmute yourself and ask your question.
Hello. Good evening, respected Chairman, Board of Directors, fellow shareholders. My name is Manoj Gupta. I'm equity shareholder of Infosys Ltd. I have joined this meeting from my residence, Kolkata. I have great respect for our chairman because I had met once in my life when he was the chairman of unique number at the AGM of Indian Management Association in Calcutta. So I have a great respect for Mr. Nandan Nilekani and convey my best wishes to our founder. Sri Nayan Murthy, sir, that he has given a visionary and icon company to the country that was a vision and dream for the young generation of the country. For that, I will say a few words of Kabira, that Kabira जब पैदा हुए जग हंसे हम रोए, कुछ ऐसी करनी कर चलो हम हंसे जग रोए. That he has done the words of Kabira. Sir, what's the plan? Have you any plan to split the shares? Or you can do one thing. You reduce the face value of your share by rupees 1 from 5 and pay rupees 4 to each shareholder. And like as recently the Supreme in the Petrochem has done, they have reduced the face value from 10 to 4 and balance 6 they have paid to the shareholders. That you can do. Market price is same. So think about that. And plan for new campus. Have you any plan to bring new campus in the northeast part? Because Assam and Tripura is growing fastly, fast growing state nowadays in the eastern part. And in Chhattisgarh, the Raipur and other states are also growing. क्योंकि भारत तेजी से विकास कर रहा है, बढ़ रहा है, राज्य बढ़ रहे हैं, डिस्ट्रिक्ट बढ़ रहे हैं. Recently, there was some negative impact of Infosys image due to some ITR problem. And so what's your view on that? That you should take steps that in future such type of problem should not come. And sir, what's the impact has come through Russia and Ukraine war on our company? And sir, have you any plan to give a job priority to young people? Those will come after 4 years from the Agnipath Yojana for the armed forces by the government of India. Mahindra, Tata's and several industries has come forward and to prefer priorities to young generation. Those will come out from the Agnipath Yojana. And sir, do something social job, something for this part of the country under your CSR foundation. From the CSR, how you will reward to investors, because your capital is 2,300 crore rupees near about, and I think you do not issue the equity bonus. You should issue the bonus debenture of 8% or redeemable after 3 years, 4 years to reward the shareholders, and try to launch some educational software for young generation from class 5 to 12, like as Byju's and others education software system. So you should consider that. And sir, I've attended more than 250 AGM last year through VC, and this year I'm attending. This is the 26th AGM, but I have not find such type of disturbance in the AGM, and I was not expected that in a highly reputed software company. I've attended TCS AGM. There was no disturbance. Without host, a shareholder can't unmute himself. But in your AGM, I find that every shareholder has unmuted himself without host. So how is it possible, sir? And I surprised to see that my sequence number is 25. When I've got the notice on 27th May at 5:35 p.m., I had sent my request at 5:47 on the same day to register myself. So sir, kindly look into this matter and make sure that in future, no one shareholder can unmute himself without the moderator permission. That shareholders, this is the talk of prestige of the company. And in any company, shareholders can't unmute. And we had managed to hear several shareholders' view, what they are saying in the AGM. Nothing to say more. I have a great respect to the chairman of the company. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Manoj. May I request the next shareholder, Kirti Shah. Mr. Kirti Shah, kindly go ahead and ask a question. Kindly unmute yourself, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. We can hear you. Kindly go ahead.
Yeah. चेयरमैन सर, ये अपना टेलीफोन नंबर क्यों नहीं चल रहा है? आपके जो मैनेजमेंट है, वो सेक्रेटरी डिपार्टमेंट है, वो अपना मोबाइल नंबर क्यों नहीं देना चाहते? आज इतना बड़ा डिस्टर्बेंस हुआ है, सारे शेयर होल्डर ने आपको बताया है कि भाई हमें आज इतना मीटिंग में कितना प्रॉब्लम हुआ है एजीएम पे। बीच बीच में लोग बोलते रहते हैं। आपने देखा होगा वो तिवारी जी, कितना गौतम तिवारी का मेरे ख्याल से 5 बार बीच बीच में वो बात हुआ है। अभी ऐसा कैसे हो सकता है? ऐसा होना ही नहीं चाहिए। पहली मीटिंग है, जैसे मनोज गुप्ता ने बताया, वो सही है, कह रहे हैं कि ये पहली मीटिंग है कि ऐसा डिस्टर्बेंस हुआ है। और इन्फोसिस जैसी कंपनी, इतनी हाईली प्रोफेशनल कंपनी, और ऐसा सुविधा क्यों है? और ये जो आपका जो ये आपने ये जो लिंक बनाया हुआ है 5-5 को बुलाने का, करने का, कोई डायरेक्टर तो आपको दिख नहीं रहे। आप खाली इसमें सेक्रेटरी दिखता है, मणिकांत जी इसमें दिख रहे हैं। चेयरमैन साहब कहाँ पे है इसमें? बोर्ड ऑफ डायरेक्टर कहाँ पे है? मेरे को तो कोई नहीं दिखाई दे रहा है। ऐसे कैसे हो सकता है? चेयरमैन सामने होना चाहिए, हमारे सामने पूरा बोर्ड होना चाहिए। ऐसा क्यों है कि आप ये खाली अकेले देख रहे हो? ये बहुत ही गलत है। इन्फोसिस जैसी कंपनी और ये ऐसा करेंगे, वो हम आज तक कभी सोच भी नहीं सकते थे कि मैनेजमेंट हमारे सामने ना दिखे। चेयरमैन सर, ऐसा क्या हो गया है कंपनी में कि डोमेस्टिक इंस्टीट्यूशन ने 23% जो होल्डिंग था लास्ट ईयर, वो अभी 17% पे आ गया है। इतना रिड्यूस क्यों किया हुआ है? कोई बहुत बड़ा प्रॉब्लम है कि क्या है? अभी जो आपका लास्ट क्वार्टर में जो प्रॉफिट आया है वो भी काफी कम आया हुआ है। उसकी वजह क्या है? जो आपका मार्च क्वार्टर का प्रॉफिट है 5177 करोड़ है, कंपेयर टू दिसंबर क्वार्टर 5870 करोड़, और कंपेयर टू लास्ट 3 क्वार्टर सबसे लोएस्ट प्रॉफिट है। उसकी वजह क्या है कि इतना कम प्रॉफिट है? आपका जो प्रॉफिट मार्जिन था वो 21.50% था, वो कम डाउन टू 18.88% इन मार्च क्वार्टर। आगे क्या फ्यूचर है वो थोड़ा हाईलाइट करेंगे। चेयरमैन सर, इतना बढ़िया कंपनी अपना, और अपना पी लो क्यों है? इंडस्ट्री में अपना पी तो सबसे हाईएस्ट होना चाहिए। बाकी लोगों का इतना पी हाई क्यों है? इतना हाई पी पे क्यों शेयर चल रहा है? समझ नहीं आ रहा है। अपना इतना लो पी पे शेयर चल रहा है। चेयरमैन सर, अपना जो रिटर्न ऑन इक्विटी है वो ओनली 31% है, वो काफी कम है। बाकी कंपनियों का, कल मीटिंग था सोनोटे का, 41% उसका ये था। टीसीएस का भी अच्छा है। तो अपना ये आरओई इतना कम क्यों है? और कब इतने आपने बढ़ने के लिए क्या प्लान किया हुआ है? और चेयरमैन सर, मैं आपको ईमेल कर रहा हूँ, आप पूरा रिप्लाई क्यों नहीं करना चाहते हो? इतनी बड़ी कंपनी है, अभी ये आपका रिप्लाई नहीं आएगा, हमें तो मिनिस्ट्री में लिखना पड़ेगा कितनी अच्छी कंपनी, और ये सब डिटेल क्यों प्रोवाइड नहीं करेगा? जो एक शेयर होल्डर का हक बनता है कि भाई इसको शेयर होल्डर को पूरी डिटेल प्रोवाइड करना चाहिए। ये सेक्रेटरी डिपार्टमेंट तो कभी सोच ही नहीं सकते कहीं रिप्लाई करने का। अभी जैसे आपने वो शेयर होल्डर ने बताया स्पीड है जो डिविडेंड के बारे में और ये सब सारा शेयर्स के बारे में, उसके लिए जरा कुछ सोचने की जरूरत है। तो खास उसमें शेयर होल्डर को खास बेनिफिट के लिए खास सोचना चाहिए। चेयरमैन सर, आपका जो कैश एंड कैश इक्विवेलेंट था 24,000 लास्ट ईयर, 24,700, इट केम डाउन टू 17,400। उसकी वजह क्या है कि इतना कैश एंड कैश इक्विवेलेंट आपका काफी डाउन हो चुका है? और चेयरमैन सर, आपने जो इन्वेस्टमेंट किया हुआ है 20,000 करोड़, वो ट्रेजरी की इनकम कितनी है? उसमें से अपना नेट प्रॉफिट में वो थोड़ा हाईलाइट कीजिए कि ट्रेजरी का इनकम अपना कितना है, वो थोड़ा आप बताएंगे। विश यू ऑल द बेस्ट, थैंक यू वेरी मच। चेयरमैन सर, आई होप you reply my email full details.
Thank you, Mr. Kirtisha. This is just to confirm that all the board members are here, and the board is taking note of all the questions of the shareholders, and we will be replying. The board will be replying to all the shareholder questions at the end of the session. With that, I request the next shareholder, Mr. Ashish. Ashish, if you can kindly unmute yourself and ask your question.
Hello, can you hear my voice? Can you hear my voice?
Yes, we can.
Can you hear my voice? Can you hear my voice?
Yes, we can.
Ashish Bansal from Bombay, respected chairman and board of directors. Thank you for giving 23% dividend. As mentioned on page 16, 17, 18, there are many directors shown, but nil shareholders. Why so? Page number 23, 90% vaccine has completed for employees, when 10% vaccine will be completed. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
May I request the next shareholder, Yusuf, to kindly unmute and ask the question.
Yeah, respected dynamic chairman. Very good evening, sir. Speaking of city of Mumbai, sir, I am very happy with our secretary and his team. Hard work, handsome, and very excellent performance, sir. I am thankful, sir, for 372 pages balance sheet, sir. That is very excellent and very happy, sir. Sir, perfect. Hello, can you hear my voice? Perfect. Can I go further?
Yes, sir. We can hear you. Kindly go ahead with your question.
We are total page on page 90, page 6. Contract workers 25947. Local supply on page 48 for 14.98. And page 50, we are having a good for the 2007. We started for the poor people and farmer. I am very happy, sir. I also joined our previous speaker. So if you, I am also very happy with excellent company chairman. And I also joined a previous speaker for saying that when to the last bonus given, sir. Many years past, sir, not given a bonus, sir. सर आज आपका रेट मार्केट में कल फुट लूजिंग में सर और सर अपना अभी 5 सालों का सर आपने बंद कर दिया सर अभी नेक्स्ट अगर नहीं हो और आपका बेंगलोर में मीटिंग हो सर मेरा हम्बल रिक्वेस्ट है आप बॉम्बे में अथवा आईटीसी में जैसे पहले करते थे ऐसा हमें भी सर करिए क्योंकि अभी नेक्स्ट तो सर मुझे लगता है फिजिकली होएगा सर अगर होएगा फिजिकल तो मुझे सर बेंगलोर आना है और सर बहुत जन ने अपना रिक्वेस्ट किया है मैसूर प्लान विजिट सर मैं तो मैसूर के लिए नहीं बोलूंगा मैं सर पुणे के लिए आपको हम्बल रिक्वेस्ट करता हूँ चेयरमैन साहब हो सके तो मेरा सर पुणे के लिए सर रिक्वेस्ट है सर डिविडेंड 15 रुपया इंटरनल एंड फाइनल 16 रुपया which makes to dividend 31 rupees sir that is a very excellent very handsome sir I am not complaining your company sir आपका सर इतना अच्छा है अगर मैं कुछ बोलूं तो चांद के साथ में सितारे बोल रहे ऐसी बात है सर आपका इतना अच्छा मैनेजमेंट है सर जो आदमी का जो शेयर होल्डर एस्टिमेट है आज उसका सेट 4 गुना हो गया सर रिटर्न दिया है आपने हर सर बोनस दिया है आपने बोनस का सर बरसात दिया है अभी सर बरसात रुक गई है अभी सर बरसात के टाइम आए अभी आपको बरसात करना पड़ेगा सर मेरा हम्बल रिक्वेस्ट है एज अ बोनस हिसाब से मैं आपको रिक्वेस्ट करता हूँ सर हो सके तो हमें सर पुणे का विजिट कराइए सर मे भी एक छोटा सा नाराजगी है कि आपका टेलीफोन नंबर सर नहीं होता है मैं भी सुबह से ट्राई कर रहा था आपका बेंगलोर का टेलीफोन नंबर नहीं है और बॉम्बे का हो सके तो सर मुझे देने का सर जरा कृपा करिए आपके कंपनी के यहाँ से फोन आया था पूजा मैडम को भी बहुत धन्यवाद देता हूँ आपका पूरा टीम बहुत हार्ड वर्किंग है और आपका बैलेंस शीट तो सर इतना अच्छा है उसके बारे में कोई नहीं है सर मैं बैलेंस शीट हमेशा रखूंगा सर आई विल प्रेजेंट द बैलेंस शीट इट इज वेरी एक्सीलेंट बैलेंस शीट आई नॉट सीन एक्सीलेंट बैलेंस शीट जस्ट लाइक यू सर और सर मेरा हम्बल रिक्वेस्ट है नेक्स्ट जब आए तो अपना नंबर 1 एट प्रेजेंट सर और भी अपना आगे बढ़े और आपको सर अवार्ड के तो आपकी बरसात है सर ऑन पेज नंबर में भूल गया लेकिन वी हैव वन मेनी अवार्ड सर इतना अवार्ड जीतने के लिए सर मेरा शुभकामना है और अपना सेक्रेटरी साहब जो हार्ड सर उनको आपने इतना अच्छा सेक्रेटरी को अपॉइंट किया सर मैं उनके सर शुभकामना के लिए भी धन्यवाद देता हूँ और सर इतना हार्ड वर्किंग आज इतना रेट है क्योंकि सेक्रेटरी साहब के हार्ड वर्किंग के से ही सर आई एम वेरी हैप्पी एंड आई सैल्यूट यू सर फॉर हार्ड वर्किंग सर थैंक यू वेरी मच वी आर वेरी लकी टू हैव जस्ट लाइक एक्सीलेंट सेक्रेटरी सर नथिंग मोर टू ऐड आई एंड माय स्पीच saying goodbye thank you very much jai hind next year sir we are meeting sir last सर 5 साल पहले आप रखते थे हमें रखिए सर एक मेरा जो छोटा सा अंबर नाराजगी है सर 29 मई को आपने बॉम्बे में रखा था सर आपने हमें भूल गए सर ऐसा हो सकता है सर जो आपके दिल के करीब हो आप उसको बुलाए नहीं सर ऐसा हो सके नेक्स्ट ईयर दिल के जो करीब है सर भूलो मत सर मेरा अंबर रिक्वेस्ट है सर हाथ जोड़ के आपको रिक्वेस्ट करता हूँ सर धन्यवाद मैं गॉड ब्लेस आवर कंपनी और आने वाले सब रीजन ने फुल सपोर्ट दिया है थैंक यू वेरी मच एंड आई गॉड ब्लेस आवर कंपनी विद अ गुड रिटर्न एंड सर ऑल्सो अपना कंपनी चेयरमैन साहब को एक्स चेयरमैन और अपना 25 साल मैडम ने जो अपने साथ में किया है उनको सुन के मैडम हमारे रिटायर हुए उनके लिए भी मैं उनको सर हमारी तरफ से धन्यवाद देना नारायण मूर्ति साहब इतना अच्छे सर उन्होंने अवार्ड दिया है इतना अच्छा उन्होंने वर्क किया है आज अपनी कंपनी ऊपर है उनकी गाइडेंस के हिसाब से ही सर थैंक यू वेरी मच जय हिंद जय नथिंग आई विल एंड माय स्पीच थैंक वेरी मच खुदा हाफिज सर थैंक यू सर हैव अ गुड डे सर नथिंग मोर टू
Thank you, Mr. Yusuf. May I request the next shareholder, Jaideep? Jaideep Bakshi, kindly unmute yourself and ask your question, sir.
Good evening, Chairman, Managing Director, CFO. Myself, Jaideep Bakshi, connecting from the city of Kolkata. Thanks to our Company Secretary Manikanta ji for giving me an opportunity to express my view, and to the entire Secretarial Department for conducting this video conference in a smooth manner. Sir, the initial presentation and slides depicted the scope of our organization. Sir, our workforce is around 3 lakhs plus. So are we scaling up more to capitalize on the expanding market opportunities as the digital acceleration is creating tremendous new opportunities? So on page 36, We have invested in opening living labs, digital studios, proximity centers around the world. Can we come to know the locations of the same? So effect on the global turmoil, say inflation on clients, and so the digital transformation across industries as a result of this pandemic will now go with the latest technology trends. So how are we planning to cope up with it? For best wishes for the maintaining the carbon neutral program for 3 years in a row. It's a good achievement. So any new challenges, opportunities we foresee to develop the new business, and on page 120 has written the risk factors. How are we planning to compete with the same? Regarding the cyber security, which is the main concern in digitalization, how are you also planning to cope with it? Thanks for the dividend and passed on to us, and the awards which we have received, we mentioned in page 54. And also congrats for the ESG program and with the mission of vision of 2030, as climate change is the main cause of concern. Sir, can we have the recording of the Infosys Foundation presentation, which was aired in the initial stages of the AGM? The IT portal regarding the hope of the initial glitches, have we overcome it, and how are we planning to maintain it trouble-free? So any new portal contract in pipeline? So request as by earlier speakers had given regarding campus visit, if you plan first, kindly include all other names. Sir, I hope under your guidance of the board members and create better opportunities for people and restore trust in your company and create value for technology-led innovation. Thank you, and all stay safe. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Jaideep. May I request the next shareholder, Mr. Atanu? Atanu Saha, kindly unmute yourself.
Yes, Namaskara. Namaskara. Good evening. I'm Atanu Saha from, sir, my respective chairman and board of directors and company secretary and CFO and all my respective shareholders present in this meeting, sir, VC meeting, sir. And a special thanks to our company secretary, sir, and his own entire team to manage this swiftly, sir. I don't want to anything, inquiry is not necessary right now. My question is, what is our company future plan, sir? And do you expect the Infosys festival? Infosys festival in the sense of a physical mood and as well as VC mood, which I visited 2017, 2018. This is. And my third question is, do you expect bonus or split from 5 to 1? And so another question is how company adopted green cloud and blockchain used by Infosys. And my question is, do you expect a campus visit, sir? And so I have some previous print, but I need some 2021, 22 print, sir, balance sheet, sir. And so I wish to know about our activities, CSR activities from Kiran Majumdar, our director. And sir, good year ahead, sir, with a good performance. Sip Sandha, Namaskara.
Thank you, Mr. Atanu.
Thank you.
May I request the next shareholder, Dinesh Kotesha. Mr. Dinesh Kotesha, kindly go ahead and ask your question.
Yes, good afternoon to all of you. I'm Dinesh Kotesha from Bombay. Sir, first of all, I'm very happy that you have kept the meeting on Saturday, on the 25th today at 4 p.m. Now, after market hours on a non-market day, I'm very thankful for that. And please keep it on Saturday only, and this will help us that the market disturbance is not there during the AGM. That is the first point. Second point is, I'm also happy for the integrated annual report which you have sent. Thanks for that. Thirdly, our annual report theme is One Infosys. Now, the performance of the company reinforces the annual report theme in a proper manner. And the presentation given by Mr. Parekh was excellent. I mean, it was very good. And it got us more clarity about the things of what is happening at Infosys and how we are going to go further. Secondly, sir, why this VCM? A disciplined, orderly, physical AGM could have been held. When the 2020 matches are held in big stadiums, where 50,000, 60,000, 1 lakh people come to the stadium to watch the match without the mask, You could have easily hold the meeting without this physical meeting, sir, in an orderly and a physical disciplined manner. That would have been outstanding, because then we could have said that one of the big IT companies has held the physical meeting, right? Then secondly, our management team results, payout, annual report, business, what you can say, impacts, all are above par. Let me congratulate you on that. Thirdly, now, on page 114, I'm coming to page 114. I've got six queries, very small. On page 114, on opportunities and threats, you said that our journey to 4 prolonged strategy adopted, embraced since 2018. I would like you to evaluate that how far have we reached in each of these strategy? Please give me specific answers for all the 4 points. And what is the weaknesses and the threats that you have experienced during the journey till now? Then on page 158, so many people have already commented, but it will take me 1 minute to come to that page, sir. Yeah. So there we find that the dividends remitted to IEPF for the last 6 years is 5.69 crores. And we add 2 columns there, sir. 2 columns I want you to add in the integrated annual report. One is how many shares, for how many shares you have transferred that amount, and how many shareholders have been affected due to that. So add 2 columns, number of shares and number of shareholders for which you have transferred during the year. So that would give me an idea, what has happened. And somebody else has also asked what was the period outstanding last year and what is the period this year, so that we could know what was the movement in that IEPF. Also on next page 159, shares transferred, also I want the same thing. How many shares were transferred to IEPF and how many number of shareholders were affected due to that? Sir, dividends, 15 rupees is the interim, 16 is the final, which you have declared on face value of rupees 5. Now, I would like you to give quarterly dividends like TCS. If we say we are competing with TCS to be number 1 or overtaking them, then if TCS is able to give us quarterly dividends, why we cannot give quarterly dividends? That is also a comparative fact to be noted when you want to compare yourself with TCS. Another fact which if you want to compare yourself with TCS is that from your equity of 5 rupees, you pay us 4 rupees back as capital reduction. Instead of 31 rupees, you pay us 27 rupees. Give us 4 rupees back. And you make the face value 1. Equity will come down to from 2,103 crores to 421 crores. Now, on that, the EPS at present, which is there at 52 rupees, will become 200 rupees. Now, all this will have effect on the market price and the market capitalization. Give a thought to this. I am talking very seriously, sir, because this needs to be evaluated. When TCS is quoting about 3,500 and etc. in that range, we are quoting very much less. For 1 rupee, it is 3,500, and for 5 rupees, we are half of TCS, sir. So give a thought. Sir, on page 162, yeah. So there you have given us the shareholding pattern of people holding more than 1% share. Fine. Now, I want you to give me one thing. I want you to give me the holding of the 10 top shareholders who are resident individuals. From the resident individuals part, who are the top 10 shareholders. This you can give voluntarily. Now, don't give an excuse that SEBI does not require us to give this, so we will not give. No, that is not the point. The point is how much voluntarily you are doing, because we will know from the resident shareholders who are the top 10 shareholders. That will also give us an idea of which top 10 shareholders have got the trust in your company and who have invested in your company. So we can also understand their strategy of investing in your company by their holdings in the company. And now coming to page number 185. Now disputed cases.
Mr. Dinesh, if we can kindly wrap up.
Sir, I am speaking only to the point. 3 points remain. Please give me some time. So disputed cases under several statutes in India and outside India. It must be shown separately year-wise as gross amount, amount deposited or paid in dispute, and net amount. That will give us more clarity to understand the position of each of the disputed cases. Now, the amount is 7,095 crores in total, and that is 3.37 times the present equity capital. Now, what are the legal expenses incurred to fight or defend these cases? What is the position as on today? Now, again, what feedbacks and suggestions you have received during the year or previous year which were implemented or which are still being implemented for better results? Lastly, how do you visualize the company would be after 5 years or 10 years from today? And is the revenue increase on a constant basis or a comparable basis, foreign exchange wise? Lastly, sir, one complaint is there. Now, you will have to listen to this complaint. Your GST portal and IT portal messed up. There were blips, disturbances during the year. Why this mess? There are 5 lakhs chartered accountants who are following you, who have to, I mean, day and night, we have to work because of your blips and your faults. You have to do it seamlessly, sir, without a mistake, without a hitch, and without a blip. Then only we can say that, yes, your services are really world class. This is putting a black patch on our goodwill, sir. You must improve upon these services for the benefit of the tax practitioners and the chartered accountants that are there. This you must give a point, and I want an answer from Mr. Nandan Nelankini, because I find that today's meeting is like a Lok Sabha meeting. There was some backstage, we were told, then some speaker was speaking, that Roshni and your Pooja was speaking in between. We could not hear anything. And then again, we come to the front stage. What is all this going on? Why can't you keep the meeting properly? It should be conducted properly, sir. We expect that Infosys must follow the highest standard of keeping this AGM if you want to keep it VCM. TCS was very successful. It was without a single problem that TCS meeting was held. I also spoke in the TCS meeting. In TCS meeting, there were 70 speakers. Everybody spoke. There was no problem. And here there are 37 speakers and so much problem is being created. Give a thought to this, sir. We are small shareholders, but the small shareholders' voice must be heard in the proper sense. We are not taunting you. We are not blaming you, but systems must be improved when you are communicating with the shareholders once in a year. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Dinesh. May I request the next shareholder, Shailesh Mahadevaya. Mr. Shailesh, kindly unmute yourself and ask your question.
Respected Chairman, distinguished directors, and the members of the company. Sir, I am thrilled to be present at the AGM of Infosys, one of the leading companies of India and also in the world. Sir, we brought our company to prominence in the initial years of our establishment, when the whole world came to know about the IT services being provided in public. Sir, I also appreciate that the board of directors will take all possible care to ensure that the results of our company are to the satisfaction of everyone. Sir, I am also confident with the report which has been given to us and the details provided, and the secretarial department responded instantaneously to my request. Sir, having made all these observations, I would now like to put some questions with a view to increase my understanding and appreciation of our company. Sir, my first question is that what is the economic value added of our company, and in arriving at that figure, what rate of interest we have taken into consideration? Sir, my second question is that during the year 2022, world economic growth figures have been reduced from 4.2% to 2.8%. Sir, may I know what this forecast is likely to affect our business during the year and in the following year? Sir, my third question is regarding the CSR activities which are being done by our company. Congratulations for all that. But, sir, have we studied the economic impact of the CSR work which is being done by us? And not only the company, many of the employees also participate in this particular effort. And such a figure will give us an idea the real contribution of our company to the society at large.
Yes,
and, sir, my last question, again disturbance. Sir, my last question is regarding ESG. Sir, we are one of the best companies who is following all principles of ESG. We are also giving our excellent result. Sir, what I would like to know is whether our ESG has been rated by some of the internationally known rating agencies. In India, even CRISIL cannot do the rating as they are not yet permitted by the regulatory authorities. Sir, if you can throw some light on this, I will very much appreciate. And sir, let me tell you that if I see the directors in front of me, I feel very happy and I feel very satisfied. At present, I can see only the secretary and the Salil Parekh. And in between, our chairman comes for half a minute or a minute. So, sir, make it sure, such an excellent technical company. And why can't we have such a presentation when we have all the directors in front of us and when we can see them and you are, of course, seeing to us. With this, I wish our organization excellent success in the times to come. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Shailesh. May I request the next shareholder, Mr. Mahesh. Mr. Mahesh. Sorry, kindly
Hello,
go ahead.
sir.
Yes, please go ahead, please.
Hello. Hello. I cannot able to see my this. No name, no my video, nothing.
We are able to hear and see you, sir. Kindly go ahead and ask your question.
Not called my name also. Not even I can able to see my name display. No, nobody called my name.
Mr.
First of all, who is conducting the meeting? Chairman of the meeting or the company secretary? You having no right under the Companies Act to call the meeting. Just it met fish market. First time I attended the Infosys AGM. And since my childhood, when I attend the age of 21, I'm attending so many AGMs in Calcutta, at least 1,000 AGM in Calcutta every year. And for last year, I am in the virtual meeting. You having no control over the financial affair of the company. Only the board of directors having to answer the question of the shareholder. And we cannot able to hear a lot of shareholders their views. Why you are not calling all the individual shareholder to the chamber and making the AGM separately? It is not the system. Listen me properly that it is not a compliance of the Companies Act 2013. I am very much fed up. This is the mainly this company is shares held by Americans and 62.25% shareholding by the Americans. And why you are not arranged to all the American shareholders to join this meeting properly? Why you are not held at 9 p.m.? Why you are holding at 4 p.m.? When the Companies Act having the already written that the company AGM must be held in the office hours, 10 to 5 or 9 to 5. Why you started meeting at 5 p.m., 4 p.m.? And a lot of shareholders are there. More than 50 shareholders, I think so. And nobody has attending properly. We cannot able to hear the other sentiments of the colleague shareholders, what they are saying. Only you had given some shareholders only the weightage. They are coming to the stage and giving proper there. Because there is some private, where is the chairman? Where is the chairman? I want to interact with him. When I came 2013 and phoned to the company secretary, he refused me not to come to my registered office to see me. Why? Shareholder can able to go to their company's office, can able to discuss something. I came from Calcutta, but you refused. Why? What is your right to refuse to shareholder to come to registered office? This is not the way of running the company internationally. Infosys. What Infosys? Day before yesterday, I joined this Hindustan Lever.
Yesterday I joined this Voltas Limited. Both are Hindustan Lever is also American company having the very good reputation in the market. You see, Hindustan Lever paid this year dividend of 34 rupees out of their earning 37 rupees 53 paisa. Only they kept 3 rupees 53 paisa retained and 34 rupees they had paid for 1 rupee share. And what your 5 rupees face value share, you are earning 50 rupees 21 paisa, 29 paisa, and you are paying only 31 rupees. That is also taxable this year. If you less the 3.5%, the TDS and this surcharge, it will come to 27.5 rupees. Last year it was 27 rupees. And your company work is executing executing in lakhs and crores of rupees. And the margin is also very high because it is IT company. And Hindustan Lever is selling 50 rupees, 100 rupees, 200 rupees article, and their margin is so high. For consumer goods, when entire world is in the IT sector, if you go to share market, every person will say that IT share. Then what about your share? What is the reputation of this IT business in India? As lot of shareholders discussed a lot of things about the mismanagement of the AGM. You see, in the financial highlight on page number 70, you had shown the data of the revenue from operation, income, etc., everything. But profit before tax, percentage of revenue, when your turnover is higher than last year, your this profit is also higher. Then why you had put it here profit before tax percentage revenue 27.4%. Last year it was 28.50. Will this figure is wrong, or the data is put it here wrong? When earning is high than last year, profit is high, then how this figure percentage has come down from last year? Now you come to this investor education protection. Lot of shareholders discuss about this. This investor education protection fund mainly suffered by the Americans because they are holding 62.25%. And what was the image of India in the America? That they are just transferring the money of their wealth to the investor education. And you also know very much because this is IT company. You are also professional person. Lot of professional person has started NGO and taking money from the IPF and enjoying in 5-star hotels. What are doing by all this in the market? It is shareholders' blood money, and which you are transferring to. What action you have taken within the 7 years to reach this money and their wealth to the real investor?
Mr.
You are not
Mahesh,
taken anything.
kindly
Do you have any this reminder sent to them? Do you have published in the newspaper all the shareholders list that your money is lying with us? We will send to. No. Come to this distribution of this shareholding pattern.
We request you to
Your
kindly
this foreign portfolio investor is 33.30. Your this promoter holding is only 13.11%, and Indian resident shareholder is 10.77%, and your American depository participant is 15.84%. If you add this American category, it will arrive to 62.25%. And only public shareholder is 10.77. This is the company in India. And why Indian shareholder will not be benefited by this company exist in India? Why there is a guideline that of the government of India that Indian public must be minimum 25%. Why we are not increasing this public shareholding pattern? You are discouraging to the Indian public shareholders by only 10.77% holding by the Indian public. Why? And out of this 10.77%, your employee quota will also become here. This
Mr.
category will
request you to
include
kindly
the.
back up the question.
Then what you want to say? One thing, lot of shareholders ask you that why you are not publishing 10. If you see on page number 162, your 2 to 10 share holding are maximum in the category. You had given the distribution of shareholding pattern where 2 to 10 share only having the 7,67,127 shareholder is the maximum in the category. So why this small shareholder only interested in your company? Why not Indian major shareholder are also interested in your company? Due to the mismanagement by the Infosys. Only just a flora in the market that Infosys. What Infosys? So many companies giving the good return. Tata is still given 51 rupees when that is the core industry, steel industry. They had given the 51 rupees dividend this year. So what about this IT company?
Your question.
I'm not asking a question. Then I am giving the story, my this 90 story to you. Why you are disturbing?
If you can.
Why you are disturbing? I having the right to take any time as per the Companies Act, as per the Constitution of India. You see, this company is majorly by the main promoter is America. So why you are not giving the data in this 62% holding by the American? Why you are not giving the data in dollar? When this company share also in the New York Stock Exchange, why you are not giving the data in the New York Stock Exchange in the dollar? And why you are not giving the detail that how much dollar dividend, how much you are paying in the dollar to American? And how much the dividend unpaid is also, and also why you are not giving the data that how much shares, physical shares, which is going to investor education, why you are not giving the complete detail in here? I will not take much more time. I will not go through all the. If I will go through all these, you having the subsidiary of 81 subsidiary. Out of that, 18 subsidiaries are in the loss. If start from the first number to the subsequent number, in first page and second page, a heavy amount of 82 crores, 35 crore, American subsidiary, they are also making losses. So why you are closing down not the subsidiary? Why you are reducing the this loss making to the profitable making company? Because it will be this loss will be subtracted from our main.
Request you to wrap up the question. Mr. Mahesh, kindly request you to wrap up the questions at the earliest, please.
I had not gone through all this. I only seen the highlights of this your director report. You had given 372 pages of the annual report and this notice part also. And your this report with 168 pages is the director report, management discussion report. If you read out the entire this 400 pages, how much time will take? Only if you go through 400 pages, how much it will time take? So why you are so why you are so disturbing to these shareholders? Since beginning, I am saying that lot of shareholders we cannot able to take their views. And why you are not giving the two cameras here? One of the board of directors, what they are feeling when other shareholders are saying their opinions. What is the sentiment of the other shareholders and chairmen? Other directors and chairmen for the whatever the query raised by the shareholder. This is IT company. You are responsible for everything for the shareholders' benefit. I will not take much more time, but it is a worst company in the IT sector.
Thank you,
in
sir.
India. As far as my knowledge is concerned, it is a worst. Infosys is the worst country in India. I cannot expect. I joined. I understand what is the status of the Infosys in India. Otherwise, there was very much that Infosys. What Infosys? If you see the Honeywell, lot of other companies, TCS, what are their status? What are their market status? What are their relation with the shareholder? I'm shareholder of all companies in India. I'm a legal practitioner for last 50 years. Company law matter. You know very much. Don't harass to the shareholder. Now this all people are going to from illiteracy to literacy. Now India is moving for literacy. Going for next 10 years, 100% literacy. Even the villages people are also going to literate.
Sir, we request
Not
you to
to think that all are full. All are full. Don't feel like this.
Sir, kindly ask the question.
I'm thankful all the board of directors, chairman, company secretary, and CFO. Listen me patiently, and also the colleague shareholder who are also online listening my speech. With this remark, Vande Mataram, Jai Hind. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mahesh.
Sir, I am waiting. Sir, Gautam Tiwari is waiting for my turn because I am not able to speak with anybody. 24 number. My speaker number 24.
Please go ahead, sir.
Okay, sir. Sir, I'm very sorry, sir. Somebody spoke my name that I was disturbing, sir. I am not here to disturb, sir. I've been attending the meeting since last 40, 50 years, and I'm a chief engineer in the foreign shipping concern. Kirti Shah spoke that I disturbed. I was trying to contact Pooja or somebody. They were saying that this is Awais number. So I was not able. Yes, sir. Sir, first of all, I got a very great respect, sir, for you. Very, very honorable, respectable chairman, sir, Salil Nandan Nilekani ji, Salil Chaudhary ji, our Manikanta ji. These are all Salil Parekh. All these are the reputed and world-class people, sir. Those who have invested in Infosys, right? I'm a day one investor, so they have earned mala mal ho gaye, sir. Anywhere, anytime you invest in Infosys, and you will be more than happy, and we can have a sound sleep. I really very much salute you, and I respect you like anything for having given such a good earning to the not only dividend wise, but stock split wise, but even the bonus wise and the share appreciation wise also. Right from beginning and even now also you are giving. So I am very much happy, sir, about it. And moreover, sir, please, sir, only one small request, sir. Sir, please give somebody's number, authorize 1 or 2 persons in the secretary department, so that we don't know whom we are talking when we are online. At least we can speak with them that some problem is coming. Because when they sent me in the green room, sir, my audio was lost. I was not able to say anything. So whom I will ask, sir? So that is why I spoke. I never knew that it was going to disturb the speaker. We are not people of like that, sir. We are all executive engineers. So you can understand. Sir, moreover, I salute, sir. I have taken a special time block for speaking with you and interacting with you. And I really salute, sir. It is the godly person whom we have got, Narayan Murthy and Sudha Murthy, selfless service for 25 years. And the way that you have been servicing our company and our department and the shareholders and stakeholders, I really salute you. Not only Indian people, I have traveled abroad. 90% of the foreign countries I have seen that people very happy with Infosys working, and Infosys rewards to the shareholders and stakeholders. Sir, excellent CSR activities for which I again thank you very much, and congratulations for winning various awards and accolades, sir. And I would like to say, sir, one thing. So far, I have been a shareholder from day one, but I have not seen your IT park. Sir, kindly do something when the COVID is over to make sure that those who have been there with you for a long time, or those who have been attending this meeting here. So kindly make some arrangements so that they can see our company is working. I'll be highly obliged and grateful, sir. Sir, and what is the attrition rate of our company? Because we are giving training to the persons when any employee joins our company, rather executive or engineer, so that if that employee leaves earlier, we miss upon whatever we have spent. So what is the attrition rate? We would like to know, and what are we doing to stop to get that attrition rate minimized? Sir, we have got I mean permanent, how many permanent employees and how many casual employees, and what is the male female ratio? I would like to know. And as it is asked, sir, EVA and EGS, of course, if you can answer, I'll be very much obliged. And rest all nothing to answer, sir. आपसे क्वेश्चन पूछना तो सागर को दिया बताने के समान है. We are very happy and we once again congratulate you and we wish you a very long, happy, healthy, wealthy, prosperous life in the days to come, a very bright future. I am very sure those who have invested in Infosys, this is the opinion I have got worldwide, that Infosys investors have never ever cried, and they are having the sound sleep, and they are very happy. Instead of keeping the money in any bank or reserve bank, it is more reliable than the reserve bank and more profitable than anything else in the world, for which I really appreciate. I am very sure in the days to come, you will also keep on giving such benefits to shareholders, and your abilities and your selfless service is beyond expression of the thoughts in words. And I said, sir, on 29th May, I have heard, I have come across reading that you had kept some get together here in Bombay, but we were not invited. We are one of your strong senior and day one shareholders. I think you will take care of us, and sometimes we would also like to see the IT park. Sir, rest all is fine. I once again wish a very bright future for the company, and thank you very much for the best sophisticated working and best sophisticated listening, and so much humble and polite nature of yours. I once again salute. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat, Vande Mataram. Thank you very much, sir. God bless you with the choicest heavenly blessings always and forever and ever, for long, happy, healthy, wealthy, and prosperous life. Thank you very much, sir. Salute to you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Gautam. Thank you. With this, we conclude the question session. Before I hand over to Chairman, just to confirm that we have all the board members attending this AGM from various parts of the world, and they are all taking note of the questions which was raised by shareholders. The only reason you may not be able to see them is because you may be joining from a handheld device where the view may not be a multi-view. So therefore, you may not be able to view. It comes only for the person who is speaking and the person who is listening. So please take note that all the board members are participating in this AGM. With that, I'll hand over back to Mr. Chairman.
Thank you for all the questions, and thank you for your patience. If any of you faced any technical challenges, my apologies. We are very, very serious about our shareholder feedback, and let me assure you that the entire board was sitting very, very intently through the entire questions. We have recorded your questions. We are answering all the questions, and we are here to serve you. We take our shareholders very seriously, and we look forward to engage with you today and in the future. So thank you very much. Now we will be providing the answers to the question shortly. So I would request the team to display the questions received on the web chat and play videos which showcase the work done by Infosys during the last year. So once again, thank you for your patience, and we are very, very grateful for your feedback.
The peaceful and serene landscape of Kodagu, Karnataka hides the dark scars of a natural disaster that changed the course of rivers, wiped away villages, and caused untold human suffering and loss. It was August 2018, and across the district of Kodagu, what seemed like ideal rains for the cultivation of coffee was turning into an incessant downpour. Unbeknownst to the residents, these rains would change their lives forever.
ಆಗಸ್ಟ್ 16ಕ್ಕೆ ತುಂಬ ಮಳೆ ಬಂದಿದೆ. ತುಂಬ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ತುಂಬ ಬಂದಿದೆ. ನಮ್ಮ ಅಣ್ಣನೂ ಆ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದ. ಅಣ್ಣ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಇನ್ನು ನಾವು ಒಂದು ತಿಂಗಳಿಂದ ನಮಗೆ ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಏನಿಲ್ಲಲ್ಲ, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಆದರೂ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬರುವ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಒಂದು 2 ಲೀಟರ್ ಡೀಸೆಲ್ ತರಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಅಂತ ನನ್ನ ಅಣ್ಣ ಹೋಗಿದ್ದಾನೆ. ಒಬ್ಬರು ಹೋಗುವ ಟೈಮಿಗೇನು 3/4 ಕಿಲೋಮೀಟರಿಂದ ಬರೆ ಬಂದು ಜರ್ದು ಬಂದು ಬಿದ್ದಿದ್ದು. ಇದು ಬಂದುಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅಣ್ಣನ ತಂದುಬಿಟ್ಟು ಒಳಗೆ ಹಾಕಿಬಿಟ್ಟಿದೆ, ಒಳಗೆ ತಳ್ಳಿಬಿಟ್ಟಿದೆ. ಆಗ ಏನಾಯಿತು, ಇದು ನೋಡಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅಣ್ಣ ಏನು ಬರ್ಬೋದು ಅಂತ ಕತ್ಲಾಗೋವರೆಗೆ ಕಾದರು ಎಲ್ಲರೂ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಅದು 9 ದಿನ ಆಗುವಾಗ, ಸಂಜೆ ಆಗುವಾಗ ಅಣ್ಣಂದು ಬಾಡಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಒಳ್ಳೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿತು.
ಒಂದು 2-2.5 ಗಂಟೆ ರಾತ್ರಿ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಆ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಮನೆ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಸೈಡ್ ಒಬ್ಬರು ಆಂಟಿ ಬ್ಯಾಗ್ ತೊಗೊಂಡು ಬಂದುಬಿಟ್ಟು ಬಾಗಿಲು ತಟ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ನೋಡುವಾಗ ಅವ್ರ ಹೆಂಗಸರು ಬಂದರು, ನಮ್ಮ ಮನೆ ಹೋಯ್ತು ಅಂತ. ತುಂಬ ಮಳೆ ಗಾಳಿ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಏನು ಕಾಣ್ತಾ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ ನಮಗೆ ಬೆಳಿಗ್ಗೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ನೋಡಿದ ಮೇಲೆ ನಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗೋದು ಏನು ಯಾರ್ದು ಮನೆ ಹೋಗಿದೆ. ನಮ್ಮದು ಡ್ಯಾಮೇಜ್ ಇದೆ ಮತ್ತು ಡೇಂಜರ್ಸ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸಲ್ಲಿದೆ. ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ಮಣ್ಣೆಲ್ಲ ಸರ್ಗೋಗಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಅದು ಇವತ್ತು ನಾಳೆನೂ ಬೀಳೋಕ್ಕೆ ಚಾನ್ಸಸ್ ಇದೆ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ತುಂಬ ಕಷ್ಟ ಆಗಿತ್ತು ಸರ್. ನಮ್ಮ ಮಳೆಯಿಂದ ಗಾಳಿಯಿಂದ ಮನೆಗಳು ಹೋಯ್ತಾ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಸುಮಾರು ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಹೋಗಿದೆ, ಮನೆ ವಸ್ತುಗಳು ಹೋಗಿದೆ.
The devastation wrought by the flood created an unprecedented challenge for the district administration, which quickly launched relief measures to help those in need.
ನಮ್ಮ ಕೊಡಗು ಜಿಲ್ಲೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಒಟ್ಟಾರೆಯಾಗಿ 840 ಮನೆಗಳು ಸಂಪೂರ್ಣವಾಗಿ ನಾಶವಾಗಿದ್ದವು. ಇಮಿಡಿಯೇಟ್ಲಿ ಅವ್ರನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ನಮ್ಮ ರಿಹ್ಯಾಬಿಲಿಟೇಷನ್ ಸೆಂಟರ್ ಅಥವಾ ಕಾಳಜಿ ಕೇಂದ್ರ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ, ಅಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬಂದು ಅವರಿಗೆ ಉಳಿದ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸೌಕರ್ಯಗಳನ್ನ ಒದಗಿಸ್ಕೊಡ್ಲಾಯಿತು. ಇದ್ರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಒಂದ್ಸಲ ಪೂರ್ತಿ ನಮಗೆ ಸಸೆಪ್ಟಬಲ್ ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಾದ ಮೇಲೆ ಮತ್ತು ಯಾರು 100% ಮನೆಗಳನ್ನ ಕಳ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಮತ್ತು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮನೆ ನಿರ್ಮಾಣ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೂ ಕೂಡ ಮತ್ತೆ ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ಸ್ಲೈಡ್ ಆಗೋ ಚಾನ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂಥೇಳಿ ನಮಗೆಲ್ಲಿ ಇದಿತ್ತು, ಏನೋ ಅನ್ಸರ್ಟನಿಟಿ ಇತ್ತು. ಅಂಥ ಮನೆಗಳನ್ನು ಅಂಥ ಫಲಾನುಭವಿಗಳನ್ನು, ಇಡೀ ಕುಟುಂಬವನ್ನು ಐಡೆಂಟಿಫೈಡ್ ಸೆಕ್ಯೂರ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸಸ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಶಿಫ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಸರ್ಕಾರದಿಂದ ಒಟ್ಟಾರೆಯಾಗಿ 840 ಮನೆಗಳನ್ನು ಕಟ್ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ತೀರ್ಮಾನ ಆಗಿದೆ.
This need for housing was soon brought to the attention of the Infosys Foundation, an organization which had vast experience in providing relief and rehabilitation after natural disasters. With the understanding that a safe home could provide comfort and security and help rebuild shattered lives, the Infosys Foundation embarked on a mission to create 200 homes in Jambur, a small hamlet in Kodagu, Karnataka. First, the government identified land that was safe from the danger of future landslides and could be developed into a residential colony. Next, the Infosys Foundation took charge of the site and began construction work on the homes. This would prove to be particularly challenging given the terrain and the vagaries of weather.
ಈ ರಿಹ್ಯಾಬಿಲಿಟೇಷನ್ ವಿಲೇಜ್ ಏನಿದೆ ಅದು ಒಟ್ಟಾರೆಯಾಗಿ ಹೇಳೋದಾದರೆ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಎ ಮಾಡೆಲ್ ವಿಲೇಜ್. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಈಗ ಇನ್ಫೋಸಿಸ್ ಫೌಂಡೇಶನ್ ಅವರು ವಾಲಂಟ್ರಿಯಾಗಿ ಮುಂದೆ ಬಂದು ನಮಗೆ 200 ಮನೆಗಳನ್ನು ಹೊಸ ಟೆಕ್ನಾಲಜಿಯನ್ನು ಬಳಸಿಕೊಂಡು ನಿರ್ಮಾಣ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ನಮ್ಮ ಸರ್ಕಾರದ ಕೆಲಸದ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಕೈ ಜೋಡಿಸಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಮುಂದೆ ಬಂದರೆ ವಿ ಹಾರ್ಟ್ಲಿ ವೆಲ್ಕಮ್ ಇಟ್. ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಎ ಫುಲ್ ಫ್ಲೆಜ್ಡ್ ರಿಹ್ಯಾಬಿಲಿಟೇಷನ್ ವಿಲೇಜ್ ಪ್ರೊವೈಡಿಂಗ್ ಆಲ್ ಬೇಸಿಕ್ ನೆಸೆಸಿಟೀಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ದಿ ಇನ್ಹ್ಯಾಬಿಟೆಂಟ್ಸ್.
With a keen eye for quality and aesthetics, the houses that were being built could now be considered as homes.
The best way to make a society equal is poor people should get basic minimum things and basic equality of education. Up to 12th they should get medicine when they are sick, and then they should have food and shelter. We have tried to give them the basic need, that is building a house for them.
Today, these 200 homes represent 200 families that will receive hope. A hope and belief that the future will be better and more equal. One where the Infosys Foundation has given them comfort and safety so that they can go forth into the world and create a better tomorrow.
We will now begin the answers to the questions. We have combined the questions from the live session as well as the web session, so we'll have one round of answers from everybody. I will start with my questions. I have 4 questions. The first question is the future all about metaverse? How Infosys is seeing metaverse in the next 5 years? Answer is, we have created an ecosystem called a metaverse foundry. This foundry is equipped with 100 ready-to-use use cases, business cases, and execution roadmaps, helping enterprises across industries find value in the metaverse and the flexibility to ramp up and down their exploration at will. We are one of the first few system integrators in the world which actually created a foundry for the metaverse. The second question, this first question was from Rachit Jain. The second question is from Bindu S. Chandra. The question is, what is the women to men work ratio? Can we have more women directors on the board? That's 2 questions. Answer to the first question is, the percentage of women in the workforce of Infosys Group is 39.6%, and which we want to expand to 45%, which is as stated in our ESG 2030 goals. The Nominations and Remuneration Committee headed by Kiran Mazumdar-Shaw focuses on having diversity at the board, gender, nationality, skill sets, industry background, etc. We currently have 25% of board members as women. The third question from Sadanand Shastri is, how is the Infosys Foundation structured post the retirement of Mrs. Murthy? The answer is, a trustee board has been set up under the chairpersonship of Mr. Salil Parekh. We have 4 other trustees, and the same information is updated on the foundation website. Foundation continues to report to the CSR committee. We also have a program director's office to run the day-to-day operations of the foundation under the able guidance of the trustees. The vision and the focus areas are primarily healthcare, education, and women empowerment, and the foundation works towards the expansion of the same. And the final question I have is, will the company consider to provide jobs under the Agnipath scheme? From Manoj Kumar Gupta. Answer is, Infosys recognizes the potential of the Agnipath scheme introduced by the government. We believe this is a great opportunity for our youth, not only to start their career in a very disciplined ecosystem, but will help also build skills for their future career. Infosys is always looking to expand our talent pool, and we will follow our well-established selection criteria while recruiting employees. With that, I come to the end of the questions that were directed at me, and I hand over to Salil to take his questions. Over to you, Salil.
Thank you, Nandan. And once again, good afternoon and good evening to all the shareholders. And thank you very much for all the questions you've shared with us. Once again, I want to just assure everyone that we are extremely focused on all the questions you have put forward, and we will continue to work to see how we can make improvements in the company as we go ahead. I'll go through the questions. There are several questions, so I'll go through them one by one. First question is from Magnesh Govindrao Deshmukh. This was about the Ukraine-Russia situation affecting Infosys. What we have seen today, Infosys is very much in support of peace in the Ukraine-Russia conflict. We very much support every effort to help all of the people that have been impacted by the situation. We have no work or business in Ukraine. We have a very small team of people, less than 100 in Russia. We have initiated the steps to transition the work that they're doing outside of Russia. We are not serving any clients which are Russian in that team. There are clients which are global clients which were doing some operations in Russia. We have also created contribution to help with the situation from our CSR activity to make sure that whatever support we can provide in terms of rehabilitation of the people displaced. This is a fund of $1 million. The next question is from Krishnandu Chakraborty. What is our view on the permanent work from home for employees where possible? So the way we've looked at this and the learnings we've had in the last 2 years, we've had very good success in the remote working or work from home. We have put in place for the future a high level of flexibility, which is based on what our clients are looking for and what is in the best interest also of the employees. We also understand and see what many employees have also said, that there is a need for the social capital and connect, especially as new college graduates join and they learn over time as they work on the campus and with people. However, we are very clear that going forward, there will continue to be flexibility in the way the employees will be working to ensure the most efficient way between work from home and working on the campus. The next question is from Parasmal Lunawat. Here the question is about the work we are doing for the income tax department. On the income tax department, over the last year, over 7 crore returns have been filed. Already in this year, over 40 lakh returns are already filed. Last year, there were almost 2 crore statutory forms that were processed. And this year, we are close to just under 40 lakh on the statutory forms as well. The system is now working in a way that is reflecting all of the changes that were put in place. There have been, in the last year, a significant level of refunds that were processed and completed by the system. We continue to work with the government and the department to fulfill the vision of a digital India and making sure that it's the best approach that can be put together between the department's objectives and what the citizens are looking for. The next question is from Kandaswamy Shanmugh Sundaram. The question is about attrition. Our attrition in the last quarter has come down from the previous quarter. So in Q4 of the last year, it has come down from the Q3 of the last year by 5 points. We have put in place several steps to look at what are the basic issues which result in the attrition. We have increased much more the employee engagement. We have increased much more the way employees look at their careers and the progression through it. We have put in place multiple changes with respect to compensation. We see all of our indications that attrition is coming more and more in control. And we are also seeing that with the level of attrition we had, we were in very good position nonetheless to fulfill all of our client work, and make sure the client delivery continued to be successful. The next question is from Amar Harish Shrikantaya. Here the question is about what Infosys is doing to serve the preservation of our planet with the help of the technology. There are several examples in this where the company actually over the past 20, 30 years has been at the forefront of the sustainability work. Several years ago, the company put in place a solar farm, which has helped us to generate a significant level of electricity that we use. And in part, that and many other steps helped us to become carbon neutral in 2020. Well ahead of the date 2030 that was set by the Paris Agreement. We also have a lot of focus in technologies which are helping on water preservation and recycling on the campus. And in general, there's a ethos within the employees and across the company to focus on what is important for helping with the sustainability in the planet. Next question is from Shruti Sarogi. The question was about an acquisition. Is there a big acquisition on the card? As you may have noticed, we have done about 8 acquisitions or so in the last few years, very concentrated on this digital pentagon and the areas that we work on. For example, we did something on the cloud in Salesforce. We've done something on the Experience Digital Studio. We've done an acquisition on ServiceNow. Now, looking ahead, we also have a pipeline of acquisitions that we are looking at on an ongoing basis. At the right time, when there is a strategic fit, there's a cultural fit, and also the price, etc., works out, we announce and make the acquisitions. We will continue to look at that because we have a good and strong balance sheet that will help us on that. The next question is from Gaurav Jamadar. The question was about the patents, how many we have filed in this year. The number of patents we have filed across our portfolio is over 680. Several of the platforms that we have are built on the IP and the patents that we have put together. The next question is from Hiranand Kotwani. Does Infosys conduct training for preventing women's rights violation? The answer is the company undertakes regular training for employees when they join and through the time to make sure that they have a clear understanding of the way to make sure that some of these things are not happening at all. These awareness trainings are also reaffirmed by periodic updates all through the time that employees are with the company. The next question is from Redappa Gundaluru. The question is about the guidance for FY23, which is the growth guidance is 13% to 15% growth. And the question is, it's lower than the growth we saw in FY22. What are the reasons for that lower guidance? So here, the way we build our guidance is we look at what we see vis-a-vis the demand in terms of the market itself, and the way we see what has happened with our portfolio in the year coming up to it. Based on all of those factors, we have visibility for several months into the financial year. And with that visibility, we start with the guidance we have at the beginning of the year. The guidance is also based on what we see happening in the first half of the year and what we then estimate for the second half of the year. As the year progresses, we get a better idea of that. At this stage, we see a very strong demand, which gives us a good view at 13 to 15% growth. And as we go through the year, we will see how that looks every quarter. The next question is from Vinod Motilal Agarwal. The question is about the fact that we recruited 84,000 college graduates last year, and if they leave, do we recover the cost of the training? So here, the way we look at this is the training is really an investment that we make in the employees. We make sure that the employees get the best training, and even in the industry, it is recognized that our training is considered one of the best across. We have a campus in Mysore that we've used historically. We also have an online training platform called Lex that we look at to make sure that employees can use that training. We also look at what the employees do and how they deploy all of that training over a period of time. And we expect that the employees will contribute and help the company from the training that they've got. The next question is from Vinod Agarwal. This is on cloud services. Our cloud services is giving us more revenue and is working well. 5G is also a new technology. Are we leveraging this for our AI, particularly the autonomous driving cars? So here we are seeing extremely strong traction in cloud, as you pointed out. The Cobalt platform that we capability set that we have built has all of the tools that our clients need for the cloud business. In 5G, we have a very advanced set of offers, especially focused on our telco clients, but also working in partnership with many global telcos for our clients in other industries and verticals where 5G will have some direct benefits. We also have labs where we are doing work on artificial intelligence in the autonomous car, and we are supporting that work with the work we're doing with some of our clients. The next question is from Abhishek J. The question is, how has the business of the company been impacted during the last 2 years of COVID? Now here, while the COVID, when it started, it had a tremendous impact on a medical basis on all of the population around the world, and especially in many of the markets we are in India, in US, in Europe, in Australia. One of the things that we were able to very quickly do was to move our work where we could allow all of our employees to work from home. Now, this was made possible because of the steps that were taken several years before that. We had put in place the infrastructure which could allow multiple parallel usage of bandwidth at rapid pace. We had put in place a technology that could allow working from home. And we saw that even in the first year of COVID, within the first very few 2-3 weeks, we had actually deployed the vast majority of our employees who could work from home. And even in that financial year, we grew at about 5%. We were one of the very few companies that actually grew in that year, in part because we had made some of these investments and technology infrastructure ready before the pandemic hit. The next question is from K. Bharat Raj. The question is, in the Ukraine war, how much revenue are we losing because of us shutting operations in Russia? Now here, the work we're doing, so we have no work that we're doing in Ukraine. The work in Russia, we have less than 100 people on projects there. We are now transitioning that work over to other locations in Eastern Europe. In terms of the size of our business, we have no real impact in terms of revenue from this activity. The next question is from K. Bharat Raj. What is the company? Why is the company not doing business in South Africa? And what about Nigeria and Kenya? Now here we do have a presence in South Africa, and we also have a presence in the African continent. We are also looking, as we go through in the next phase of a strategic development, some growth opportunities we see, for example, in other geographies in Europe. But we are very much focused in a very particular way, especially some of the work we do with our Finacle platform in South Africa and other African countries. The next question, also from K. Bharadraj, how are we going to manage the threat of recession looming over the US economy? So today, what we see is that our pipeline of work is really strong. We continue to see good traction with our clients. We are well positioned in the growth areas, which are digital and cloud. We also have a very good portfolio in automation and efficiency and cost related areas. We are well poised to work with clients as they look at different things over time. At this stage, we see really strong pipeline and growth. We still have a very strong set of deals that we're working on within a large deal program. And our growth guidance remains at 13 to 15% for the year. The next question is from Mukesh Ajmera. What is ICETS as we call it? Please explain how this applies to business models. Now, this is a group within our company which is focused on new advanced technology thinking and development. And this is something which is sort of our way of looking at R&D, our way of looking at newer technologies and what the impact of those technologies could be across our portfolio and where we could go in the future with this. So we are very excited by the work that this team is doing. We've seen some good progress. For example, we mentioned earlier about the Metaverse Foundry. This was something that was developed by this team in terms of a concept very early on, and then our larger team put together the specific elements of it. They're also working today, for example, on areas like quantum, Web 3.0, and things which will come more and more in the future. The next question from Aspi Baramsa. Are you seeing any macro level recession in the US, and how is it expected? So how is it expected to affect Infosys? So here again, we have a strong pipeline of work today. We don't see anything which is slowing our business down in terms of technology. Of course, we read and understand what is going on with all of the work, all of the actions on interest rates and inflation. And we remain focused on making sure we see what the impact, if that has, in the future. At this stage, our pipeline remains strong, and our guidance for the year is at 13 to 15% growth. Do you expect the European, this question also from Aspi, this question from Aspi Besania. The question is, do you expect the European growth to continue, or will it be impacted on account of Ukraine? Now, Europe is a significant area of business for us. We see our pipeline in Europe today remaining strong as well. We have not seen any impact today on our client base through what is going on in Ukraine. We are keeping a clear focus on this, and we will see what impact, if any, it has in the future. Our focus in Europe, we have a strong business in financial services, in retail, in automotive, in pharmaceutical, life sciences, and it's spread across many countries, UK, Switzerland, Germany, in the Nordics, France. And at this stage, we see the pipeline with those clients in good shape. How far has this is from Dinesh Kotecha, the next question. How far has the company reached in its four-pronged strategy that it implemented 4 years ago? So this strategy, which focused on digital, on automation, on reskilling, and on localization, has done well for the company. On digital, we moved from about 25% to just under 60% of our business. On automation, we've seen greater and greater impact with the number of roles that we've been able to support through automation, both with our clients and also within the work that we are doing here. In localization, we've changed quite significantly in many of the markets. For example, in the US, more than 70% of our employees today are local employees. And on reskilling, we've had a tremendous focus on reskilling all of our employees through the newer technologies. So in each of the 4 areas, we've seen good progress and a strong result or outcome from those initiatives. So those were the questions that I had. Thank you again for all the questions from the shareholders. With that, let me pass it on to Nilanjan.
Thanks, Salil. So the first question is from Satyanarayan Bhardwaj Prakash. Why is the company unable to meet the mandatory CSR spending obligation for the past 3 years in a row? The company engages in multi-year projects where the spend spread across the financial years. The company has a time period of 3 years to complete the projects, hence the carry forwards in the last couple of years. Question 2, is there any chance for bonus or buyback during this year? And this shareholder is Vasnimat Chala. The board will consider bonus issues at an appropriate time in the future. Regarding buyback, our capital allocation policy calls for returning 85% of our free cash flows back to the shareholders over a 5-year period from FY20 to FY24. There are 3 components to this: dividends, buybacks, and special dividends. The board will take a call on any buyback at an appropriate time. Question 3, how many MSME vendors are associated with Infosys and the value of business with such vendors, in line with the PM's vision of developing MSME vendors for economic growth of India? And the shareholder who's asked this is N. Nachappan. We had over 550 MSME partners in fiscal 22. The value of business with such partners is approximately 2,250 crores. Question 4, we are a net exporter with large cash flow hedges. RBI has announced new hedging instruments. How does the company plan to adopt such new hedge instruments? And the second question is, out of this, premium is coming down from 4% to 3%. How are we leveraging it? And the shareholder is Prateek Gadia. The company has a very strong treasury team which analyzes all the hedge instruments available from time to time and takes a balanced decision, keeping the risks involved. We take short-term hedging positions due to volatility in currency markets, and our hedging policy is focused on offsetting the impact of translation on our balance sheet. We have had 26 consecutive quarters of positive forex gains, which shows the effectiveness of our hedging strategy. Question 5, receivables has 500 crores which have been impaired. What steps is the company taking to reduce the same? And the shareholder is Sadanand Shastri. The answer is, to clarify, 500 crores is not an impairment for the year. The P&L charge pertaining to FY22 is INR 170 crores. The company uses the expected credit loss model to assess any required impairment and uses a provision matrix to compute the expected credit loss for trade receivables and unbilled revenues. This matrix takes into account credit reports and other credit information. The company has a focused AR collection mechanism and credit risk assessment in order to minimize the AR impairment. We continuously monitor the aging of receivables and take the appropriate actions to accelerate the collections. Question 6, unspent CSR of 51 crores. Are we having any plans to spend the same? And the shareholder is Redeppa Gundaluru. The unspent amount of INR 51.79 crores is a carry forward from the various ongoing projects primarily related to COVID-19 relief efforts. Additionally, some of the projects are multi-year in duration. The company has a period of 3 years to spend the unspent CSR amount, and the same will be spent in due course. The next question is, the company has a ESG Vision 2030. What is the current status of rainwater harvesting and carbon neutrality as on date? This question is from Santosh Saraf. Infosys is a carbon neutral company for the 3rd year in a row. An important element of our water management system is rainwater harvesting. We recharge and replenish our groundwater system with the help of natural and artificial lakes, ponds, rooftop rainwater harvesting systems, and deep well injection systems. We have established around 400 deep well injection wells across Indian campuses, providing a combined recharge capacity of around 20 million liters. We have also built 35 lakes across our campuses, holding 330 million liters of rainwater storage capacity. The next question is, the market cap of our company has gone down to rupees 6 lakh crores. What steps are we taking to take this up to 10 lakh crores? And the question from shareholder Shrenik Mehta. The market cap of company, as you know, is impacted by many factors, apart from its own performance, including the overall economic conditions around the world, capital flows, interest rates, besides the company's performance. We are, of course, focused on making sure that Infosys continues to remain one of the best performing companies in this sector with superior growth and profitability. The next question is, company has 30,000 crores cash. How do we plan to use this cash? And this is from Shrenik Mehta. The company has a capital allocation policy to distribute 85% of our free cash flows over a period of 5 years from FY20 to FY24 by means of dividend, buyback, and special dividend. This policy takes into account the operational and strategic cash requirements of the company. Utilization of the cash will be in line with the capital allocation policy. The next question is, what is the employee strength of Infosys? And this is from Abhishek J. The number of employees is 3.14 lakhs as of March 31st, 2022. The next question is, our EPS has increased from 37 to 45 in FY21 and from rupees 45 to rupees 52 in FY22. The dividend has not increased in the same proportion. What is the company planning? And this shareholder is Krishnan Lad Chadha. Our EPS grew by approximately 15% in each of the last 2 years. Our dividend grew by 55% in FY21 and 15% in FY22. Therefore, the dividend growth is in line or higher with the EPS growth. Our capital return policy, as we mentioned, plans to return 85% of our free cash flow over a 5-year period. For the first 3 years, we have returned approximately 73% of the free cash flows. And for the 5-year period, we are committed to return the 85% as per our allocation policy. The next question is, can you explain the reduction in other income in FY22 as compared to FY21? This is from Krishnan Lal Chadha. And the other income during the year has actually increased from rupees 2201 crores to 2295 crores on a consolidated basis. Other income is a function of investable surplus and prevailing interest rates. The next question is, why has the domestic institution shareholding come down from 23% to 17%? This is from Kirti Shah. The shareholding of domestic institutions, mutual funds, insurance companies, and QIBs is stable at approximately 25% in both FY21 and FY22. And the movement in shareholding depends on the buying and selling by various categories of shareholders based on various external circumstances which are outside the control of the company. Question 14, why has the cash and cash equivalents come down from rupees 24,700 to rupees 17,000 crores this year? And the shareholders asked this question is Kirti Shah. The cash and cash equivalents referred to the question of cash balances with banks and deposits with financial institutions. Apart from this, the company also invests in other instruments like liquid mutual funds, tax-free bonds, government securities, etc. And therefore, the overall cash and cash equivalents, including these, has increased from rupees 37,419 crores in FY21 to rupees 38,660 crores in FY22. Can the company elaborate on the green initiatives? And this is from Atanu Saha. In line with our ESG vision of 2030, we have taken initiatives and ambitions on climate change, on water and waste. We achieved carbon neutrality for the first time in 2020 and have remained carbon neutral since then. Some of these include energy efficiency measures, smart automation, green buildings, data center efficiency, rainwater harvesting. We are committing to reduce our scope 1, 2, and 3 emissions in the future. Question is, why are we not considering giving quarterly dividend? And this is from Dinesh Kotecha. Thank you for the suggestion, and the board will consider the matters relating to capital returns to shareholders, including frequency of dividend payouts, while staying within the overall capital return policy enumerated, announced by the company. What is the EVA added by a company? What is the interest rates of return we have taken for the same? And this is from Shailesh Mahadevia. The economic value generated by the company during FY22 is $16,592 million, as mentioned in page 21 of our ESG report. This is the sum of the revenues and the other income as presented in the ESG data book for the year. Question is, have we studied the impact of the CSR and what we've done over the years? And this is from Shailesh Mahadevia. The company has been conducting impact assessments of the various projects undertaken under CSR much before even the legislation mandated the same. These assessments help the company assess the status and the programs and progress towards the objectives enumerated above. We have a clear charter which covers many areas like healthcare and education, women empowerment. And Infosys prides itself on building responsible citizenship amongst its employees. Next question is, has the company's ESG program been rated by any of the global rating agencies? And this is from Shailesh Mahadevia. Yes, this has been, and some examples are the DJSI, and Infosys is a constituent of the DJSI World Index. On MSCI, it has got an A rating. On CDP, it's on the leadership quadrant 6 years in a row. On EcoVadis, it has got a gold rating. And of course, in India itself, from CRISIL, it is a leader, and from Sustainable and Sustainalytics, also it has a low risk rating. Out of the 81 subsidiaries, 18 are in losses. Why are we not closing these companies? And this is from Mahesh Kumar. And of course, as you know, strategic subsidiaries are strategic in nature and reflect our investments. And as a result, as we enumerate the performance, including offshore, downstream, they generate for the rest of the group. There are specific plans for each subsidiary, and they're constantly executing against the same. With that, I hand over to Mani for the next set of questions.
Thank you, Nilanjan. There was a question from Dinesh Bhatia regarding what is the total dividend and shares transferred to IEPF in the financial year. During the year 2021-22, the company has transferred the unclaimed and unencashed dividends of ₹2 crores and further 4,154 corresponding shares on which dividends were unclaimed for 7 consecutive years. These were transferred as per the requirements of the IEPF rules. The details of these were also provided in page number 79 of the integrated annual report. There was a question on unclaimed dividend transfer and what are the steps that have been taken by the company to trace these shareholders. This question is from Mr. Sadanand Shastri, and there were few other shareholders who had asked the similar question. Shareholders are requested to note that the unclaimed dividend and corresponding shares are required to be transferred to IEPF if dividend remains unclaimed for a continuous period of 7 years. It may be noted that the company sends repeated reminders to the registered addresses and email IDs of the beneficiaries whose dividend or shares are due to be transferred to IEPF, requesting them to update their bank account details and encash physical warrants. The company updates the list of unclaimed dividends on the website, having a search engine facility to provide comprehensive list so that shareholders who are yet to claim dividend can claim the same within the set due dates. Besides this, the company publishes newspaper advertisements before transferring dividend and shares to IEPF authority. The company has also taken an initiative called Penny Drop for tracing active beneficiary bank accounts and reaching out to beneficiaries requesting them to claim dividends. Shareholders whose shareholding is in electronic mode are requested to update or notify any change in their bank account details to their respective depository participants. Shareholders whose shareholding is in physical mode are requested to opt for the electronic clearing systems mode to receive the dividend on time so that they can avoid any delay in receiving dividends as well as dividend or shares getting transferred to IEPF. There was a question from Jaideep on the virtual AGM. In fact, we have received many requests from shareholders to convene the AGM virtually as it helps them to join from anywhere. We have many shareholders joining in from various parts of India and across the globe for this AGM despite the time differences. We thank all the shareholders for making time to attend this AGM. Those were the questions which I had. With that, I will hand over to Chairman.
Thank you, Mani. And members may note that e-voting on the NSDL platform will continue to be available for the next 30 minutes. Therefore, I request members who have not cast their vote yet to do so within the next 30 minutes. The Board of Directors has appointed B. Hemant, practicing company secretary, as a scrutinizer to supervise the e-voting process. Further, I hereby authorize Manikanta, the company secretary, to declare the results of the voting and place the results on the website of the company at the earliest. The resolutions as set forth in the notice shall be deemed to be passed today, subject to the receipt of the requisite number of votes. We had 291 members participating in today's 41st Annual General Meeting. Thank you for attending the meeting. I hereby declare the proceedings of Infosys Limited's 41st Annual General Meeting closed. Thank you very much and see you next year.